Welcome to A Hero Story, episode 124.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Yeah? Okay. Welcome to A Hero Story, episode 124. I actually had no idea. This is a podcast where we mostly talk about comic book news, comic book movies, comic books themselves. Mostly this week is just going to be comic books because there's not a lot of news, and obviously there's no movies out. And the comic books of the week. Oh, wait. And I'm also, I'm Harper. I forgot my name for a second.
Oh, I'm Comic Book Hunter, also known as just
We all
Hunter.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm Tyler, known as Comic Boy. It's 123.
Is it really 123?
Yeah.
You said it so confidently, but
The
let's
last-
just
I was
say
so
one.
shocked.
That
Wow.
was not confident at all.
I'll be honest too. I looked at like the list of episodes earlier, and the last one I saw, I thought said 123.
Well, the last one was the Wonder Woman one.
Yeah, and I thought that was 123. So I'm an idiot.
Last Wednesday.
It's mostly comics this week, and the comics of the week are
A lot.
Hunter.
We got. Hold on. I got them all. Here we go. The Amazing Spider-Man number 56, Iron Man number 5, Thor number 11, Eternals number 1, Future State Wonder Woman, Future State The Flash, Future State The Next Batman, Future State Superman of Metropolis, and then maybe I could tease some future states because I came from the future and I got next week's comics.
All early. Ridiculous.
I know, and I didn't even realize that until after I purchased. I'm like, wait a second, this isn't out, and I read it, so I have all the spoilers that I won't.
You
be
put up on
revealing,
your
but...
story like you said you got like $120 worth of comics, and we were all like, "That's insane!" And then half an hour later, you were like, "It turns out I've got next week's as well," and we were like, "Oh, that makes more sense." Why you spent $120 and didn't think about it? You just went, "Yeah, that seems right." Like comic prices went up $10.
I was at the store and my shop owner was just like, "Future State's out. Look, we got the next Batman, Wonder Woman, Teen Titans, Dark Detective," and in my head, I'm like, I didn't realize this was all the same day, but okay, yeah, I want to read all these. So, but yeah, and then it hit me when I got home. I'm like, wait a second, this is a lot.
Yeah, I do like the idea that you were like, God, DC's got to work on this all in one day.
Yeah, I'm just like,
wow,
what's up next
scheduling
week?
is
'Cause
awful.
this is so much. I'm like, okay, we have Nightwing next week. I know that, and I'm like, wait, I have all next week. So yeah, I did read Green Lantern, Teen Titans, Dark Detective, and Robin Eternal as well. So those were good. I might say that if they're good or bad later in the episode, but until then, they were good. And we'll mostly be reviewing the stuff that actually came out this week.
Starting with, I think, chief among them, the crown jewel of DC's legacy, Death Metal number 7.
Oh, that's another book that came out. I don't know if I said that or not.
I don't know if you did, but
I don't think you did. No,
that's the big book. That's what's spawning everything that we have this week. Is the
I have
infamous, brilliant
that cover
Death
is
Metal
cool.
number 7.
It is a very good cover.
It's a cool cover.
I guess first we should go over the very short amount of news this week.
Oh, there actually is news?
There's a very small amount. So all it is Oscar Isaac is officially Moon Knight. An executive producer on Moon Knight did come out and say that Oscar Isaac has been casted as the character. So
Yippee.
yeah.
He's officially Moon Knight every other week at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure next week we'll be saying the same thing. And then the other common news is next week WandaVision starts. They're actually releasing 2 episodes next week before going just 1 episode every Friday. The reason they're doing that isn't just because, hey, first MCU show, here's a ton, well, besides Netflix stuff, here's a ton of episodes in one day. They're actually doing this so then the finale will come out. And then after that, the next week after the finale, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier would start.
Oh, that's crazy. Awesome.
They didn't want the finale happening at the same time as the premiere.
I did hear, I heard someone said this year we might have an MCU thing one every week of the year.
Every week, yeah.
Well, depending on the release for Miss Marvel and Hawkeye, which the release dates aren't officially confirmed yet,
but
we will have an MCU thing once a week
What If
up until around July.
That's crazy.
Because if you look at how many episodes are in each thing,
we didn't have anything last year.
We are getting WandaVision every week starting next week. After that, Falcon the Winter Soldier every week. As soon as Falcon the Winter Soldier ends, the Black Widow movie comes out. And the week after that, Loki starts.
Yeah.
And then we don't know
Oh,
how
of
many episodes
course.
Loki is, but we're assuming as soon as it ends, Shang-Chi comes out, and
Yep.
then we don't know the
Oh
release
my
dates.
What if
God.
probably
What if
and
probably
then
after that?
and then after what if we get Ms. Marvel and then we get Eternals and then we get Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
That is
God,
amazing.
Jesus,
That's
that's-
so cool.
Yeah,
I
that is
didn't
awesome.
even realize that. Damn.
That's so sweet.
We didn't
So,
get
yeah.
anything last year.
Starting next week with 2 episodes of WandaVision. I'm so excited. I'm
I'm
gonna
excited for
watch
that,
it
yeah.
right when it drops, which is 1 a.m. my
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Assuming they
3
do the
a.m.
same
for me.
schedule as Mandalorian.
It's
But-
gonna be 3 a.m. for me. I'll have 2 episodes to fucking watch.
Are you gonna do it at 3 a.m. or just wait till you wake up?
Just
Obviously.
Why don't you just
No,
wait
yeah,
until you
totally.
wake up?
No, never.
in
I'll do
Australia, it drops at like 6:30 p.m. like right at night, which is
Oh, that's so
perfect.
nice for you.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like
You
you know
like-
in Daredevil, in Daredevil on Netflix, it used to release like same deal. It was like early morning in America. It was the same deal here where
Yeah.
it was like 6 p.m. So feasibly you
Well,
could
it's-
watch the whole season until like 1 in the morning. That's probably the
Midnight-
math on that's probably not
It's
right.
midnight on the west side, on the west what the
Coast.
hell's the word? Coast, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Midnight on the
Okay.
west coast, which is 3 hours behind me. So
Okay,
Caleb-
that's not bad.
Caleb gets it at midnight, but I get it at 3 in the morning.
Savior coming back to the
Yeah.
show soon. Actually, we've been
Ooh.
discussing.
Oh,
Yes,
little
we've been
tease.
discussing slightly. He's been busy, but he's back.
That's a
Last
shame. I hate
bit of
that guy.
news. No, okay. Last bit of news this week is hey, where's JD?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should address that.
He
Um,
died.
We don't.
There's this thing in the States the other day. JD was actually just busy.
Yeah.
So we actually been talking for the past few hours. We recorded a hero story, a Star Wars story, which is going to be released on Monday. So it's our first kind of sideshow for a hero story. That is going to be exclusive to YouTube. So watch it on YouTube. We're going to make it look all nice. And we talked all about Star Wars on there. JD was there for that. But afterwards, it was getting late for him, I guess.
It's 11:52 right now. So
Oh, Jesus, why are you with us right now?
I'm up until like 5 anyway. I'm fine.
Okay, yeah, well, JD's just like, man, I sleep at like 9 p.m. every night. I gotta go. So, yeah.
He literally
JD
avoided reading comics this week so he could go to the gym, and his excuse was, "Nah, man, gym is every day."
that was literally the message. Because we're just like, hey, you ready? Okay, are we gonna rant about this?
Yeah, we're gonna throw
yell at
JD
him.
under the bus, I feel, because like, come on, man.
You want to explain what happened?
I guess. Well, we were trying to like, figure out who was going to be on the episode, and we were trying to figure out the Star Wars show as well, because we were like, oh, we got to kind of do both of these in one day. Hunter couldn't record anything tomorrow because he's busy, and it's an actual good read. It's like your partner's sister's like farewell because she's going like traveling or something, right?
Well,
like-
not Travis. She's moving out of Canada for school.
Moving.
But yeah. I
Yeah,
don't-
so that's like a fair reason. It's like a farewell thing. JD, on the other hand, is just like, I didn't get to my comic book store and I've got to go to the gym. And then he was just at the gym for like an hour and a half. And then he even sent us a photo and he was just like, oh man, I hate it here. There's so many people. And it's like, why not just go home?
We're just like, all right, so we're good to
Do some
record at
sit-ups.
like 5:30, and JD's just like, I'm going to the gym, and then an hour
I'm going to the
later is
gym.
when he sent the photo that he's still at the gym. Like,
He just,
All right.
just didn't care.
yeah.
And then he
all
was
right.
like, how was I supposed to read anything? My shop wasn't open. And Tyler was just like, digital? And he just ignored it. There's no way.
Well, I know you guys don't like digital, right?
No, yeah, I think JD shares the same opinion with me. Like, if you could avoid digital, avoid it. But there's been times
fucking
where, like,
idiots.
I go to my
Read stuff-
store,
Yeah, I think that's
and-
stupid.
my
I think
my
it's
comic
stupid
book
too.
owner. Well, like I said, I go into my store before, and my comic shop owner is like, "Hey, here's all the comics, but we didn't get Spider-Man this week or something like that." So I'm like, "Oh well, I'm excited for Spider-Man, so I'll go home and I will read it digital, and then I'll eventually get
Yeah.
the physical copy when my comic store gets it. But I'll read it so then I could talk about it with you guys on the podcast."
I think JD literally refuses to like read it, like he's against it, which is hilarious because he runs an account on an app that's made for a phone, but he won't read anything on digital.
Well, he has to do
Well,
digital
that's
to post about it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Oh. We've caught him in his tangle of lies. What else has he lied to us
Cancel
about?
history of the Flash.
We like look on his Comixology and he's just got like 4,000 comics, and we're like, my God.
Well, I'm kind of the same way because like I only read physical when I can, and if I do read digital, I always make sure I go back to my shop when they get it and I buy it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I read digital
I think
so
a
that
lot
I
of people
can
do that.
read it, but when it comes out, because I don't have a comic shop near me, and they deliver to me, and it takes a while. Like I usually get
Oh,
them the next week.
interesting.
you
So
have your
I,
own personal
God.
comic delivery guy?
I mean, I guess it's from Midtown Comics. Like, I don't know if you know Midtown.
Oh yeah,
Comics.
I
It's-
know
Yeah,
about Midtown. Yeah.
so it's like the most famous comic store in the world probably, and they just have delivery service. So I just put my comics and then they deliver, like they FedEx them, and then I get them. But I get them like the next week. So everything I read digital is so that I can have the knowledge of it.
Especially when
getting
something
spoiled.
big
Yeah,
comes out.
exactly.
Yeah.
The heck?
Because
Yeah,
I know
like
like
an issue 25 of
Midtown
Daredevil or
Comics.
something.
Yeah,
Because it'd be a shame to like be really excited for Daredevil issue 25 and
I have
then,
to wait a
like,
week. Yeah,
or like your co-host from the podcast puts something up on Instagram and then you accidentally get spoiled because you didn't read it on digital. You know, just in that rare scenario.
did that actually
Hunter's
happen the way you're saying
That
that?
happened
that
to
was
you.
you.
Oh yeah,
That was you.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm like zoned out.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
that sounds way too
Wow.
familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, really, no way. I was looking
like,
at
God,
you
I
like,
relate
is
to
he
that.
Is the penny gonna drop? Is this guy gonna get it? Good
I'm
lord,
like,
man.
wait a second. Yeah, well, because oftentimes, like, my store doesn't open till noon, and my time zone is mountain time. So I'm in the past, usually. It's
Mountain
a
time.
real time
Mountain
zone.
time. They've just got one dude up on a hill with like a twig pointing at the sun. And he's
3
like,
o'clock.
it's 3 o'clock. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the? Why did we say the exact same time?
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah,
Who
That
knows?
is
because I'm in
bizarre.
mountain time in the mountains where apparently we don't get our comics right away. And my shop doesn't open till 12, so I gotta wait. And everyone's getting their comics right away. Like I wake up in the morning on a Wednesday, comic day, and I check my phone, and Tyler's posted about 7 comics that came out already.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I mean, you used to, yeah.
Do you
But yeah,
wake up and like immediately read?
No, I don't sleep. Is the
He
thing.
doesn't sleep.
oh,
Yeah.
I read
right.
them when they come out in the morning.
What
Yeah.
time is it for you when they actually drop?
It's like some.
3
It's like anywhere from 3:05 to 3:30. In that general.
So yeah,
area.
that's around like
Is
5.
that why your sleep schedule is so bad? Do you think that's why you've adopted it because of
Well, no,
comic books?
I would usually wake up and read them, but then it just got bad because of COVID. I had nothing to do, and then
Oh, of
and then
course, yeah.
it would be a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and I'd be like, I might as well, I'm
Yeah.
already here. I'm already
Because if you're just gonna sleep through the day
Well, 'cause
anyway.
My comic store closed down. The one I usually went to closed in October 2019. The last time I went to them was the day Joker came
Wow.
out.
Oh my God.
And so this is how backed up I am. The comics I have on my desk here are Doomsday Clock 12, Batman Annual 4,
Oh
and
wow.
Tom King was writing it, and Batman The Last Night on
Oh my
Earth.
God.
Issue 1 or
You're living
this
on
is issue
Canadian
3.
mountain time right now.
But yeah, these are the issues I have on my desk. I just haven't found anywhere to them. And I have
That's so
recent
funny.
issues, but these are just the ones that I have. Like I have nowhere to put these.
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
I've seen you send pictures of like your shelf of long boxes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
You
well, I have a
have
long
places
box
to
back
put 'em.
there. I have a long box.
Okay, so you
There.
have a place that you can put 'em.
Yeah, well, most of them are in storage.
I do
But I do have
understand
one
like
here.
having comics everywhere. Sometimes I don't put away comics for like 3 months. I'm like, oh God,
I have a short box right on my desk.
Hey,
that's a nice short box.
what you got in your box?
Pull out a random issue.
Yeah, pull out a random issue and we'll rate it out of 10.
Oh, this is the last issue of Jerry Duggan on Deadpool.
I haven't read it.
I haven't read
You know what's
it.
here though? Boom! Look at that.
Man of Steel by
boom.
Bendis. That's issue
Oh,
1, I
God.
believe.
That's the
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
one
that was issue
Superman
1.
thing that
Doomsday
people like
Clock.
by Bendis. Nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like this.
this is what's under my desk.
This is entertaining. Yeah, we're like watching a really old unboxing video.
Well, this was, I'll be honest, back in the day when I used to listen to this show before I came here and destroyed it, this was the kind of stuff I listened for. Just these conversations, just chatting about like random comic book related stuff.
Now I'm just looking through this box.
Well, I mean, we'll still go over Death
Action,
Metal, which I guess
Action 1000 here.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, look at this, Harper. Look at this. Boop.
Oh, I have my
Iron
Action
Man.
1000 signed by Jim Lee and Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh,
Whoa.
brag about it. Oh, here's the last issue that Bendis did of Miles. I'm just looking through this box now. I'm just
You're like, ooh, this is
audio. The audio listeners are just like,
DC
this
Nation.
is everyone on Spotify right
remember
now.
this? Remember when they were doing this? They were like, it's 25 cents and you get everything for DC in the future.
Whoa,
So
I forgot about that. That was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Yeah, this is 2018. This box.
Jeez.
I've Hal and Pals, Avengers No Surrender. Oh, the pancakes.
Doomsday Clock. You know what Doomsday Clock is better than?
Death Metal, probably.
Death Metal issue 7.
Yeah. All right. I'm not gonna. Yeah. I already looked through the box.
Here we go.
Yes, it was. Yes, it is.
Death Metal issue 7. I guess I imagine this is the book that everyone read first this week, unless you started with Marvel.
Yeah.
It's the end of an event, and usually that's a really good thing for the most part.
I think that is literally the best way to describe it. It's the end of an event.
Yeah, it's the end of
literally
an uneventful event.
That is it. It happened. Like that's all I have to say about Death Metal, really.
The art was nice. It's mostly the ending that I like, but just going through before we get to that, the final battle. Was Wonder Woman a giant? I felt that was kind of hard to understand. Was she like really big?
Yeah, so remember in that like tie-in last week, the last 52 or whatever?
I actually didn't read that.
Well, in that, she's giant on the battlefield. And I remember seeing that and going, wait, she's giant? Because at the end of issue 6, I just thought she was gold, but like regular size. And then in this issue again, she's a giant. And I was like, oh, okay.
She's ginormous.
That kind of makes it, I kind of like the idea of just like Diana, but covered in gold.
Yeah,
it
regular
kind of reminds me of like
size,
Superman Red and Blue, where she's just overfilling with power, but she's a giant? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's odd. I guess they just wanted the big people punching each other. But I think it's more interesting when it's just regular. So, yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's big people punching people with other big things.
Basically, like she catches the Titans at one point, and that's when I realized she was giant.
She kicks the hand of creation into the I forget his name again. What's his name? It's not
Perpetua or Batman who LMAOs.
The one who laughs.
The one who laughs.
So stupid. See, this is the problem. Or here's my issue is that this wants to be the end of an era. It wants to be the end of a generation of DC Comics, right?
Yeah.
This generation did not start with the Batman who laughs and giant gold Wonder Woman. It's not like a cohesive read. You know, if you want to start,
what if they were fighting Darkseid? Because that's
if they were fighting Darkseid, that would be much better. Because I keep going back to Secret Wars, but Secret Wars takes Doom and Reed. It takes the most important hero, the most important villain, and it concludes their arcs. If this was Superman versus Lex or Batman versus the Joker, and that was the big thing, not giant gold Wonder Woman versus Dr. Manhattan, the Batman who laughs, it would be exciting and fun, but this is just so stupid.
I saw a one-off comment on a website that was like, this book reads a lot better if you read it as a parody of Secret Wars. Like, not even as a real just as a parody.
That works. Yeah, totally.
Because you just they were like, oh yeah, this is pretty good art.
Secret Wars has like, what's it called? Like restraint. Like Secret Wars, you know what it doesn't have is the big moment where every hero fights every villain.
Yeah.
It has small moments where Doom and Reed talk, but this is ridiculous. And it's literally we've gone like so
Secret
far.
Wars, you still get some really good fan service moments that are like
totally
like when Black Panther puts on the gauntlet. That's really exciting.
I've seen that.
Absolutely, but I'm saying like they never do like the end game moment because I don't think they would have earned it in that story. But in this, they do it, and they certainly didn't earn it, and it's just it's
it just
so
has
stupid.
Just awkward where characters are just far away in the background and there's like no detail, and you have like heroes and villains teaming up, which is cool. But then they talk, and it's like, what are you writing? Like at one point, Brainiac says,
Yeah.
Banshee, his birth name was Kal-El, but in this universe they call him Kill All.
Yeah, his
Oh
kill all.
God, yeah.
Why?
Bizarre.
I do think it's worth noting that the early issues were building up to this idea that they were going to use Wally's anti-crisis energy, or was it crisis energy,
to end
destroy the Batman Who Laughs and
travel,
reset the universe. That was the first, like, what, 5 issues? And that ended up being nothing. And then these last 2 are just Wonder Woman going, oh, it was me all along, and then defeating him in the end. I think it's fine when a story like misdirects you, where you're like, oh, you thought it was like this, you thought this was the solution. It's not going to be that easy. This was so utterly pointless, where it felt like it was all building to something. The story was going one way, and then the last 2 issues just like, let's have them stand on a battlefield and then, say that they're about to fight, and then the next issue they fight, and then that's it. You know what it felt like? It felt like CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, wow.
That's what it felt
No,
like.
I felt like for me, no, I think it's even worse than that. I think it was like their Crisis on Earth X or whatever. It was just a bunch of people
where it's just in a
dumb
warehouse.
costumes. Exactly. It's just a bunch of people in a dumb costume, like fighting in like on like a bridge, or like on under an overpass.
Oh, under an overpass that's clearly just been like cleared for the day so they can film it. Like there's no atmosphere
That's what
to
it feels like.
It is very
Hunter,
empty. They're
have
fighting
you read
on like.
have you read Superman Earth 1?
I have, yes.
I think this is that guy. This is the villain, right? Tyrell.
Yeah.
From Superman Earth's 1. Why is he there?
That's Banshee, like officially.
Is it Banshee? Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
That's why Brainiac.
Obviously, all right. Never mind. He looks like the villain from Superman.
I see what you mean, though. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
hey,
that's
Tyler,
not him.
if it makes you feel better, either you could say that and get it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares? At the
No
end of the
one
day.
cares.
Where they're
No
fighting, I know there's not really life or anything, but this is supposed to be Earth. Why does it look like Titan from Infinity War?
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. Is that
they're going for like a big wasteland that's like nondescript where people can just punch.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
So
again,
Batman-
this isn't the build-up of like 20-something movies with these characters we've been attached to for a decade. It's literally, let's use DC characters, not build up to this story, introduce a villain that people don't really like that much, and pretend like it's the big event we've been building to for.
But that's the
40
thing.
years,
It's
even
like
though
if
it's not.
it's like if Secret Wars wasn't Doom and Reed, and it was like
Iron Man and
it was like I can't even think of anything as stupid.
Iron Man and Loki, like that.
So, yeah, no,
Where it's just
totally.
popular something, and there's nothing to it.
Just nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's spectacle-y kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just. I just felt like it dragged on.
Like
At one point, the Bat family dies, but then Batman brings them back to life.
I thought that was
cool
so
and
fun.
awesome.
It was so funny because they're all like ready to fight, and they're like, "Yeah, we're the Bat fam. We've got this." And then like the next page, they're all dead, and then Batman just brings them back to life.
I guess
immediately.
for the title of the book, it is pretty death metal, isn't it?
It is.
It's pretty hardcore.
Death metal does
It's pretty
describe it
hardcore.
well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that was the point. The point was it's going to be awesome. It's going to be badass.
Well, that's the point of advertisement. When you actually get into it, it's like, the point of
it
this
should
is
be good.
bringing
Yeah.
the DC universe to where Marvel is, where everything's canon. But it's like, although we got that in the end, it is true. Everything.
But it wasn't even cool.
Yeah, but it's also the thing that Doomsday Clock just did this, where it gave us this feeling that everything matters again.
Much better.
Much better. Yeah, Tyler can now talk about the fact that he's turned on Doomsday Clock. It's the best character arc.
I would have talked about how Doomsday Clock did this better no matter what.
I was going to say, you would have agreed regardless if you flipped on it or not. But the whole thing with Doomsday Clock is they literally take Dr. Manhattan and have him analyze how important DC continuity is, and especially how important Superman is. And they literally go...
should be it.
Yeah.
This should be... Death metal shouldn't exist. This should be it. I
felt more in that page than I did in Death Metal, despite the fact that, like, I know those characters, but I don't care about most of them. Like that.
this should be it. Death metal shouldn't exist because of this.
Because of
page from
that
Doomsday
page
Clock.
in Doomsday Clock, exactly,
Yes.
where you see what the future is getting. We've already been told what it was.
And you know what?
In another
They
book.
do mention Doomsday Clock or Dark Side. What the hell is this comic called? Death metal in this.
Yeah.
They mentioned it. It says in the year 2020, the timeline is bombarded by reckless energies of old gods, once again warping the metaverse. Sure,
Yeah.
they mentioned it, but also it's so dumb, and I don't care.
That's the thing. I think it's the fact that, like, I'm a sucker for DC continuity, despite the fact that it's broken and it's bent backward. It's so ass about face. It's not funny, but I appreciate it. And the thing with this is, when they were like, everything is back, I wasn't like, yeah, everything is back. I was like, didn't we already say that everything? Like, it felt like everything
wasn't everything
back.
already back.
And, yeah, but like, at least to the point where I wasn't thinking about it not being back anymore. Like, it felt like at this point, writers are just being told, you can pretend Flashpoint didn't happen. Like, the history is still there. And this is all building to the point where they go, everything matters. And we're just like, it kind of feels like it already
but
was.
also, if everything matters, how far back we going? Does pre-crisis matter? Does if everything matters in this timeline?
Snapped a guy's neck with his foot in like 1939.
Yeah. Does that matter? Like, what are we talking about?
But that's the great thing about Doomsday Clock is because it literally shows everything. And even if even if certain things didn't happen in the timeline still, Doomsday Clock was literally saying all of this matters to paint this one big picture of like this man at the center of everything and how everything with him and around him matters. And when that happened in Doomsday Clock, I was like, this is incredible. We already had Dr. Manhattan reset the universe and have like everything. It's like, it's so bizarre.
And then they mentioned that in Death Metal, they're like, it didn't work, I guess. Why?
Like what?
It just released crisis energy or whatever.
Yeah, they were like, no, he thought it would work. I guess it didn't. It's like,
that's just screw you, Jeff Johns. Like,
dude, remember when they put the Doctor, it's the Batman Who Loves Brain in Bruce Wayne.
Batman hat.
You can go back.
I felt like that feels like a lifetime ago. That was in July.
Doesn't it?
This is such a long event. Yeah, you can go back on the podcast to when Doomsday Clock ended, and JD and I were like celebrating. We're just like, oh my god, the entire DC continuity is like restored. We're back. And back then,
I just listened to that episode the other day because it's the first time you mentioned me, and I wanted to find the clip of when JD mentioned me for the first time because I thought it'd be funny to clip.
Oh,
episode 74.
Oh well, there you go.
Remember this?
I didn't realize it. Yeah.
Oh, yep. Floating through.
This was so long ago.
That feels like it was 3 years ago.
Yeah. What is this
Bruce
issue
Wayne
called?
Dr. Manhattan.
Death Metal,
Death
Legends
Metal
of the
2.
Dark Knights.
The Dark Knights, yeah.
No, remember the terrible issue?
Oh, you're right. The three of us reviewed that.
Yeah.
That is the funniest episode we've done.
That was
a
million years ago. Like, oh my god. This has gone on for so long.
Took forever. And there have been events that are good that take a long time. Doomsday Clock, I do really like. That took 2 years.
It took too long, that one.
Secret Wars also was delayed a lot. And I love Secret Wars. No, Tyler, don't shake your head. It was delayed a lot. It was delayed to the point. Yeah, so Secret Wars was delayed to the point that they decided to release the new line of comics before.
I don't think it was delayed. I think it just it was 9 issues.
It was 9 issues, but it kept getting delayed.
Yeah. Well,
so they like released. So they released.
All New, All Different happened before Secret Wars ended, and so we're like, what is this universe even right now?
We're just like, wait. I mean,
that's funny
because that happened with that happened with Civil War 2 as well. Like Marvel, they released Marvel Now before Civil War 2 ended, and Riri's Iron Man Now, and we're like, remember what happened to Tony Stark? We're like, no,
exactly.
It didn't happen yet.
I think it's just that they want to get to the next thing as soon as possible
because they want that, like, what is it, like the September, October, November, like release dates.
The fall holiday.
So we like for Secret Wars suddenly in the new
Secret Wars
Spider-Man
started in March or May.
Suddenly you pick up the new the Spider-Man issue, and Miles is in the universe. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
What's
Well,
the
actually, no.
Doris thing?
Miles they delayed. Miles came out in February after.
Oh,
Secret
that's
Wars
all
ended.
right.
Oh, they
I,
did.
just-
Okay.
I love the
But
idea of reading
he
Spider-Man and
was
Miles
he
is in it.
was
and you're
in
like,
the
what?
Avengers though before
Oh my
he
god.
before he had his solo title. So yes, you were like he's in this universe now, I guess, huh?
Mhm.
Before so
So at least Death Metal, although it was long, it's not long due to delays. It was just long. You didn't need this. You could
Yeah.
have cut out last
and
month's
also
issue.
all the tie-ins. How big is Omnibus going to be?
Oh my
you know what I
god.
mean? It's going to be
It's
like
gonna-
the
it's gonna be
size
like-
of this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Oh my
absurd.
I'm actually
God.
curious because the War of the Realms had a lot of tie-ins.
Hunter
That
will buy
Omnibus
it
is
for like
that.
$400.
I almost did for some reason. I
How big
convinced
is the War of the
myself
Realms
not
one?
It's like a so thick because it's every tie-in,
How
and it
expensive
even
is
had
it?
tie-ins
Oh
of
my
tie-ins. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Marvel in
expensive was
general
it?
does a lot of tie-ins. I find,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Death Metal. I guess what do you guys rate
It
it?
ended with the
Oh, we
it
didn't
ended with
even
the
talk
Rock
about that.
concert.
We didn't talk about the Infinite Frontier. Oh.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind the Wally. I thought Wally on
See,
drums was
that-
going to be them
Wally-
like destroying the world. Or
Wally
something.
ending this issue makes sense because he started us in Rebirth. That's a bookend.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, fair.
But
That is good, yeah.
oh,
So Infinite Frontier is a team on like a hidden satellite on the other side of the moon, and the team members
On the
are,
totality is what they're calling it after
yeah,
the thing.
the team members are Superman, Batman, Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, Vandal Savage, and Talia al Ghul.
I like it.
Strange.
And I guess maybe Wally because Barry
It's
was
like
introducing
It's
it
like
to
the
him.
Illuminati, maybe.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That was my
DC's
first thoughts when I read
Illuminati.
this. I'm like, okay, so it's DC's
Also-
Illuminati.
You were right. Wonder Woman dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was right. I called that.
Yeah.
Although I felt it was
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
obvious. I just kind of put the pieces
Yeah, it
together.
was.
It
Yeah.
did seem like that's what, especially when it
Her
did seem
big
like it was
head,
going
her
that
big
way.
face is like
In
we
the
remember
sky.
you, Diana.
Well, a lot of people were just like, "Oh, they don't have room to put her." I'm like, "Why wouldn't you put?"
Yeah, why wouldn't
Like,
they? They drew it. It's not like yeah.
Yeah.
You ever think about the fact that Wally appears in Doomsday Clock for like 2 panels, despite the fact that he has
Yeah.
the biggest tie to Dr. Manhattan? Out
Well,
of any-
doesn't Lex says that? Lex said this
He
isn't
does
about
bring
the
up-
Flashes. And like,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
isn't
he
it
does.
about the Flashes?
Yeah,
It was.
it literally is. Like
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan changed the timeline when one of the Flashes was doing something else.
Yeah. He says, Lex says, this isn't about the Flashes, though. I'm like, why isn't it about the Flashes? Like, I guess
Best part
it's
of
about
Doomsday
Superman.
Clock is them making Barry guilt-free about Flashpoint. Oh, it wasn't actually him that changed the timeline. Dr. Manhattan did
Yeah.
that while Barry was about to.
But they didn't even
Yeah.
tell him. If they told him in that book, he would have been like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right. But he doesn't know, and even though Wally said to him, "Oh no, it wasn't you, Barry," in
think
like
Superman
the
told him?
start of Rebirth. Yeah, Superman.
Superman goes to Barry. It's like, hey man, it wasn't you. He's like,
Yeah, he's just like,
Woo! Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking
oh
about.
my god, that's so funny.
So the Infinite Frontier, they kind of explain the future of DC. So I'll kind of read it right here, real quick, for those who didn't read this, and just to kind of analyze it. Hawkgirl says, "Well, first, with our past finally set, myriad new futures are opening up. And as for hypertime heals, well, we'll likely experience flashes of them, and even alternate paths in pretty epic fashion.
pretty epic fashion.
Pretty
Yep.
epic fashion, dude.
Also, sensors indicate some of the dead have returned. Does this mean Alfred? Not just
Probably.
those who fell in battle, but people who died before recent events. As for major powers of the old multiverse, the only one that we can't find any trace of yet is Darkseid."
Oh, it's probably Roy. Like Roy is
Oh
back.
yeah,
Oh,
Roy's
yeah, I
probably
think it's
back.
going to be everyone.
You know what it
who
feels like?
probably
It
got
feels
killed.
like in House of X, Powers of 10, when they're like, every X-Men that's ever died is alive again. It's like, this is just like, they're like, every person who we didn't want to write stories about, they're back. Why not?
So we're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
have
back.
like
We're not going to give them a reason. It's just they're
Yeah,
back.
Alfred's
Because
back,
of-
Roy's back.
we're gonna have
blah, blah.
Batman in the back
Leanne,
going
hopefully.
like,
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
wait, who'd you say?
that's the other thing though.
Leanne.
Going for Leanne, Roy's daughter.
Oh, right.
But here's the thing, going for like the way they've written DC Comics for like the last, however long, they've basically stuck to, the characters of this age, this is who's alive, this is who we've used in the universe.
Yeah, but if everything matters. But also,
well, if
Dio's
everything
gone,
matters,
so.
yeah, it's going to be one of those things where one person writes like Roy Harper like he's, 23 and he doesn't have any responsibilities. And someone else is going to be like, he's 30 and he's got his daughter back and everything's good. Like
Dio is gone, so they might not do that.
Maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. At least with him, even though I didn't like that he reset the universe, it felt like everything was at least pretty cohesive in New 52.
There was a goal. It seemed.
Yeah, like it felt like everything was at least connected at once, and you're not just like, if that's happening now, how is this other thing happening?
Yeah,
which is like been the entirety of, I guess,
Rebirth.
so the whole time that Batman has been dead since like Tom King's run, but he's had this symbol on his chest because he wouldn't wear it on his hand. That was in Death Metal. Anyone else notice that? Robin King cut off his arm and he's just like,
oh yeah.
You're an idiot if you think I'm keeping it on my hand. And then Batman with no arm and no hand is just like, it's on my chest. But like, Batman, what are you going to do? You don't have your hand or an arm. Just because you're alive doesn't mean you can fight. What are you going to do?
He's like the guy from Monty Python.
The knight.
Yeah.
Flesh wound.
He if everyone does remember everything, then I brought up Roy. Does Roy remember his dead daughter? Does blah 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 remember? Do they remember Sue Dibney? Do they remember Infinite Identity Crisis? Do they remember?
Well, Barry up until Justice League didn't even know about his own death. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Barry didn't even know about his own death until he saw it, and even then he was still like...
Do they literally know everything, or are they going to be like picking and choosing?
Yeah.
Probably picking and choosing. And that's what they've been doing for like the last 5 years.
Which is exactly why this would be unnecessary.
They're just not going to bring anything up unless it needs to be brought up a bit.
Like, are they going to be like, remember that time in 1985 that we fought Mongol in the Forge of Solitude? Like, what random Superman story? What is that called?
But that's
what do you get for the man who has everything?
Like,
do you just reference everything?
Well, I hope they write books now like how Nick Spencer is writing Spider-Man, where he just randomly inserts something from like the 80s that happened in like a little. This happened back in blah blah blah.
But it should just be post-crisis.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's going to be the case because we've got...
Because I guess that was nonsense, though, because does Superman remember sneezing away galaxies?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like,
get rid of the golden age kind of stuff.
Like,
that's the thing. I think everyone's favorite...
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite DC universe is post-crisis, pre-Flashpoint.
I mean, it's not even... I feel like it's the favorite by default because it's the most it's the continuity one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only... real DC one.
Yes,
it's the one where everything you care about happened.
Yep, that's it.
But then you gotta think, like, you have two stories going on too. Did the Justice League form because Starro attacked or because Darkseid attacked?
Or did it all happen? Because they say Hypertime makes it so that they all happened at once.
I think
they mentioned that in the button, don't they?
Yep. Oh yeah, they did.
They mentioned, the Justice League formed like this, but they're like, we remember Darkseid, and it's like, well, maybe they both happened.
Yeah, but then you have like
it's almost like you could have
Superman from Superman, Lois, and Clark, which was that kind of like DCU thing where he watched the League. Well, before he merged, he watched the League fight Darkseid from Justice League War. Like he was just hiding.
And then he remembers Maxwell Lord from his universe and all that when he sees him in Justice League Suicide Squad. And it's just like, I feel like, like Harper, you said, I feel like we knew all this already. Everyone already knew everything they needed to know.
Yeah,
exactly.
We've been like, the DC timeline has been restored from Doomsday Clock, but also I thought this was the case when Rebirth first started too.
I thought Rebirth was going to build towards it being completely remembered.
Yeah, well, I thought the whole point was that Rebirth started, and then the entire lead up to Rebirth was Doomsday Clock, and then Doomsday Clock was
the payoff for Rebirth.
Yeah, the payoff was that, and we all knew that would be the payoff, and it's still
because that's what they set up.
But like the end of death metal, and this is so funny to me. The end of death metal is Sergeant Rock describing everything. He's back in World War II,
JSA,
and you see the JSA like running, and he's like, all of our stories matter. That was literally what happened in Doomsday Clock. Is that all the JSA?
Absolutely. It is literally we have seen it already.
It's
the exact hold on.
It's the same page, but instead of Superman leading the universe, it's Sergeant Rock.
It's the exact same thing.
Yep,
They're
there
like,
we go.
I can't believe we're finally back here, guys. Yes.
So funny.
Wow.
Those of you on YouTube, Tyler and Hunter are holding up separate ones. Hunter's holding up Death Metal. Tyler's holding up Doomsday Clock.
And
it's
just
like
the exact
practically
same
the
thing.
Page.
Yeah,
man.
and with the same message and
the same people.
yeah, the same people.
Yeah, exactly. But like, am I supposed to feel anything that Jay Garrick is there at the end of World War II when he's already been in this story because he already returned?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
It's
Hawkman,
not like
it's not like
yeah, it's not like Jay Garrick's back. It's I know Jay Garrick. Why do I care? We've already seen the JSA in this series. We've
seen the JSA. We've seen the JSA get reintroduced into the DC universe three times.
3 times, yeah. Once in
Doomsday Clock, once in Jumpsday Clock, and now this. I think I said Jumpsday Clock.
Yeah, I was going to say
Doomsday Clock.
He said Jumpsday Clock.
That's funny.
But it's like, who gives a fuck?
I mean, we all did at first because we're like, hey, the GSA is back.
Yeah.
Although not many people like the GSA fully, a lot of people do. And even then, if you don't, I feel like Jay Garrick has a big fan base, and now it's Scott.
Yeah, totally. And Stargirl and whatnot, yeah. But
then you introduce them again, and it's like, okay, we just...
Can we talk about the...
It's so meaningless.
This page, this Elseworld or whatever.
This is
when I first read it... When I first read it, they're like, oh, there's new centers to this universe. And then Wally's like, what do you mean there's new centers? And then John's like, oh, they're opposites. One of them's an Earth. We call it the Elseworld. My first thought was, is this like Marvel or something? Like, what could they be teasing? Yeah. We both thought immediately, is that Marvel? The Elseworld? It's an Alpha Earth?
Because they talk about how there's 2 planets.
What else could it be? It could be the future state Earth.
It could be future state.
But why would the future state Earth now be the center of the multiverse?
And also, why would you keep that a secret when future state comes out the same week?
Yeah.
Like, you would just go, what's the Elseworld? And then show us what the Elseworld and show us like all the
because
new
we already saw a future state in the previous page. They show
exactly.
There's Dark Detective. There's
so if it was future state, then like why hide it?
Why why be so coy? The Elseworld. This has to be the next event. And it might not be Marvel or something, but that Elseworld is going to be the next event. And my first thought, and apparently Harper's first thought too, was it's probably not probably. It's just our first thoughts were it's Marvel, even though
Tyler,
it probably is.
I thought I was going to turn the page and we were going to see like Captain America's shield or something.
No, I was me too.
I was ready to have my mind blown.
I was I was so excited, and then it was just fucking
Sergeant Rock.
And listen, that's not the book's fault. That's our fault. But still,
it is our fault.
Write a better book.
I didn't even think of Marvel for that, but that would have been insane. Because Scott Snyder has gone on Twitter and said many times that he really
he's been championing it for a long time.
I was staring at this Earth like, is there like a secret like message on this planet that tells us what it is? It's just like, is that Krakoa right there? Like, I don't know, but like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, it would be very cool.
Can you imagine? I feel like every flaw in this book would be overlooked if
it ended with Marvel. Yeah.
If the last page, like, you know, when they're printed, how you'll get last page and then an ad. If you turn to the last page, or even if it was like a double spread and it was just like Spider-Man swinging through a city, people would just be like,
or just it doesn't even need to be. It just could be like it could be like a silhouette, like you said, Captain America's shield, nothing huge. But like just enough, like how this is kind of Superman's S, something like this,
or just
like
Cap Thor's hammer on the ground,
Thor's, the Hulk.
It would have been the coolest. Oh my god,
I would have probably screamed.
Yeah,
I would have cried.
Me too.
I was getting
I
emotional.
would have cried too.
I would have been
And
like,
then-
this is what I want.
Yeah, and then for the next hour, Harper and I were like, "Oh God, wouldn't it be so cool?" And we were just throwing back
Yeah.
and forth like different ideas for.
I
characters
said
we
I
wanna
said
see
this
meet.
idea to Tyler. I thought
Oh,
it would be
man.
goofy, and it turned out it wasn't goofy. But I thought it would be amazing if they do it like a Doomsday Clock, where it's like 12 issues. It's
Yep.
prestige. It's made like a movie,
said that
like
as well,
Tyler
yeah.
said. But my idea was that all of the heroes come together, Marvel and DC. They're like standing opposite sides. It's like building up, getting really tense, and you're like, what the hell is going to happen here? And then suddenly Bruce Wayne just goes Stark, and Tony just goes Batman, like mocking him sarcastically almost.
Yeah.
And it's like those two guys are the only ones who knew, because like Batman up in the totality tower had figured it out, but not told anyone because he's Batman. And Tony, being the futurist, was like,
And
I need to
Lex
look
would probably
into
know
this.
too.
And Lex would be the good like wild card where it's like
Mhm.
he's known and read into it. But
Maybe
I
he's
just
known
thought that'd be
before
so
Batman
cool.
kind of thing, but was
Just-
keeping
yeah.
it to himself.
But just the idea of seeing in like a
DC.
book that's like
And
not
also-
a random one-shot cheap kind of thing that they're making just for money, but like a proper like book like Doomsday Clock, something that's important and relevant. Seeing characters that we know from both universe is
Because, yeah.
interacting in continuity like it means something would be
Yeah, because I was
insane.
saying,
Secret
like,
Crisis.
obviously, this idea of a Marvel DC crossover has been thrown around forever. They reference it in Doomsday Clock. They reference it in Donny Cates' Thor,
Mhm.
and I just feel like if they do it, it has to matter. It
Yes,
can't
it
be
has
a
to.
one-off. They forget about it by the next issue.
God.
It has to be important. They have to be repercussions. They have to remember it. Like it
Mhm.
can't just be nothing. Also, Martian Manhunter says there's two of them. So in my
they
head, I
show
was
him
like,
a-
yeah,
One could
there's
be
an
Marvel, one
Earth.
could-
One could be the world they fight on.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know, but just
The
like
Battle
there's,
World.
there's two. Yeah, there's
Battle
two of
World.
them though. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat.
It's half
Where
Battle
they all-
World, half whatever the thing in Convergence was.
Well, the thing
Talos.
is, Scott Snyder, he wrote this, and he has been one of the writers that have been really pushing for Secret Crisis, which is
Yeah.
kind of the official name for the
And-
Marvel DC crossover.
Well, yeah, because that's what they
They
named it in Doomsday
said
Clock.
it in
Yeah.
Doomsday Clock. So
Mhm.
any other title, like it's a good title too.
It is
so
a good
just-
title. It
It's
fits.
stupid, but it's amazing. It's very Marvel and DC.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is, but it's like if you were gonna name it something, don't call it Marvel versus DC. Secret
Secret
Crisis,
Secret
is like
Crisis
that's
works
cool.
perfectly.
Because
But
yeah.
the thing is, so Scott's been really wanting this big time. The fact that he said there's two Earths, maybe he means one is DC's next event, as we know.
Yeah.
Two, maybe he's
Well, no,
just
he
leaving
said
that out there.
One of them is an Earth. The other one is just some planet that they don't know about yet.
Well, maybe that planet that they don't know about yet could be Marvel.
Yeah,
just in
maybe
case,
it
like
could-
he's just
maybe
putting
they
that
don't
down,
even
like
realize it.
Well, I
He's
think the
making
Earth.
notes,
I
and
think
then
the
he's passing it
Elseworld
on.
is what I would think is Marvel. I don't know.
I
I think we're hyping this a little bit much because I think it's
Big
going to be
time.
disappointing.
Big
I think
time.
it's literally, it's
but it's-
probably
it's-
just future state, but man, it's so
It's
cool to think
fun
about.
to think about. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like I completely lost my train of thought, but I was going to say something. I completely lost it. Never mind.
It would be that's really all there is.
Oh, what I was going to say is it would be incredible if the COVID, everything shutting down, them losing sales,
Oh,
blah blah blah, forced them to come together. Like they're like, fine,
Yeah.
you know what, this is what people want. People need this right now.
It
and
will
then they
make
make the-
money.
Yeah, and it would make so much money.
I could see it being the most sold comic ever.
At this point in time, I really maybe not ever because X-Men sold like 7 million copies, but it
Oh,
could
yeah.
be like the most in a very long time.
Most of them
'Cause-
since like 2000.
Yeah, it would be in like the like comics right now are the biggest they've been in public eyes or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It would be huge.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's the
even
thing
just
too, because
casual
even
fans
it doesn't even
will
matter
hear
what
about
the
it.
name is, because when like regular media and news gets a hold of they're doing a Marvel DC crossover, it doesn't matter what the name. The name could be the
Yeah.
most obscure thing ever.
Yeah.
It would still get reported so wild that like everyone would
Yeah.
be like, "That's what that is."
Like if a casual fan walked into a comic book store not knowing anything, and he's looking at covers like, okay, there's Superman, there's Captain America, and then there's
Also, yeah.
Superman and Captain
And
America
Captain
on
America,
the
yeah.
same
Oh my
cover.
God.
Yeah, and
They
that
would buy that.
trade would sell like crazy.
Oh, I
It
would buy
would.
it all in single issue and the trade.
Yeah, all in
and,
trade and all in
And if
digital
there's
and
science,
all
Cover
this.
and
the
hardcover.
omnibus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
That's
my
the thing.
money.
Hunter, do you have any crossover characters you would like to see meet?
Well, yeah, we actually did a podcast a while ago, just ideas for this. Like
Ooh.
we had like a pitch, like what would you pitch for tie-ins
Mhm.
mostly? Because we're like the story will be
Yeah.
Marvel and DC team up against a wide threat. They probably fight first, and then they team up, and then they fight a big threat.
They'd be
But
mates.
my idea for a
Fight for a bit, then
tie-in,
they're mates.
we were thinking we
that's
would
it.
have tie-in issues of two characters interacting.
Yeah.
My idea was a Green Lantern, I don't know who, and Venom. I would want them to tie together. I would want maybe Eddie Brock, like
That's
in
really
the
cool, yeah.
symbiote to have
What
a
about
ring,
Flash Thompson? Oh, okay.
or Flash Thompson, and I would want
Flash Thompson, I bet, could get a Green Lantern ring.
and I would want like Guy Gardner to have a symbiote on him.
That's cool.
So it's like two things that like attach
Yeah.
to each other. That's what I would want, and I want them to like defend a town together or something like that.
Defend a town.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I imagine like a small town that they defend because it's Venom and Guy Gardner. Those are my characters that I thought that I think Eddie Brock
That's
and Guy
great.
Gardner would have like a great
That would be
interaction.
awesome. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I can vividly see those two characters like
Obviously, like my most wanted would be like Batman and Iron Man or Captain America
Yeah,
and
or, like,
Superman, of course.
Tyler
Wonder
and I
Woman
talked
and
about
Thor. Wonder Woman
Yeah.
or Aquaman and Thor would be so good. What about you guys?
Tyler and I talked about how you kind of have to have like the big
like you can't
characters.
ignore the big
yeah.
ones meet, but
and then splinter it off.
I want to see the very like the ones that nobody thought about, but like
Leapfrog
I think would
from
work
Iron
perfectly.
Man.
I want to see like what was I said? I said Doom and Constantine. I want to see Doctor Doom and John Constantine meet. I want to see like
and just talk.
It's Doom holding back at every second, trying not to kill this guy because Constantine has like one thing that he needs.
Yeah, I want to see like Wanda, like Scarlet Witch and Roy. I think I said because they both lost children. Maybe even Scarlet Witch and Wally. Even that could work
because they can relate. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see like Bucky and Dick Grayson. I want to see
Vision.
I want to see like
Hunter.
that'd be Tom King got to write that.
Yeah.
But I want to see like totally stuff like that. You know, Mr. Miracle.
I just had a great idea for Iron Man. Is that literally just put Iron Man on the Justice League Dark because
he hates magic.
Because of how much he hates magic, and then all of these assholes who are just all about it, he would just be like in hell the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, especially like in the DC universe that is so magic based, he'd just be like, I hate all of this.
Like, I kind of want them.
Imagine Iron Man meeting Detective Chimp, meeting Bobo. How funny would that be?
Like, I honestly want it to get to the point where it's like they threw darts at a wall, just two random characters, because I think that would be so much fun. Like, Mr. Miracle and Wolverine, let them hang out for a bit.
That's actually
why
a good
not?
Theory.
Like,
cool.
that's what I want. Is I just want crazy team ups because you'll never get to do that again.
Years and years ago, before I got fully into Marvel and DC, I was really into Sonic the Hedgehog comics and Mega Man.
We've all heard.
And they had a crossover. So they actually combined together, and it was called Worlds Collide, and it was 12 issues. And the way they did it,
it was Doomsday Clock. It was like super dark and gritty.
Yeah, exactly.
The Sonic theory.
It was they so they had the villains actually find each other. So Dr. Eggman and Dr. Wally, they're both scientists, and they found a way to make a pocket dimension. So Battle World from Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So they both, like, Dr. Eggman made it, and then suddenly Dr. Wally made it, and it just connected to the same thing. They're like, what the hell, who are you, kind of thing. And then from there, their worlds kind of collided because of like a mistake that happened, and then Earth had both Sonic's world and
called
Mega
Worlds
Man's.
Collide.
Yeah, exactly. So at first,
Yeah.
Sonic and Mega Man fought because you have to have that
Yeah.
fight scene. But afterwards,
Yes.
they team up and they go into like the battle world and they stop the villain. So I feel like any crossover between two universes would be very similar that
It's
way.
always
and it
got the
works.
same thing, yeah.
In the end,
Yeah.
though, it's about like, do they remember this or do they not? So the
Yeah.
universe, obviously, they find a way to reset the universe. They did it because they kind of wanted to soft reset the Sonic comics because they've been going on since the 90s, and they want it to be easier to people to know.
I hope the one dude who gives a shit about this is enjoying this segment.
He is loving it, and I love
He's like,
you.
Yes, finally.
So I'm just saying this could be one way to do it. So Mega Man
Yeah.
actually resets the universe, and he
Mega
doesn't
Man.
remember anything. because they didn't want because of licensing issues. He can't be like, oh, remember that.
Yeah,
So
no, totally. I mean, that's probably how a Marvel DC crossover would go. Anyway.
Well, it is because it's called Secret Crisis. I imagine
But
that's
also-
probably how it'll end.
Oh man, I'm getting so excited just the idea.
But the
of
other
these
side,
crossovers.
Death
Sonic-
Metal was a 4 out of 10.
oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Sonic didn't reset the universe because he messed up and he ended up remembering everything. But when he went back to his Earth, everything was different. So that's how they.
Oh, he really is Wally West, isn't
And
he?
I
Wow.
don't
Yeah.
like. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want it to be like amalgam. I don't want them to combine characters.
No,
again.
God, no. I think that's
like
so
that would
silly.
be stupid. But
No,
I
want
would
the
just like the
characters
crazy
in an event
crossover.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
interact.
I just
want
thought
them
of-
to combine characters.
No.
Get ready for Teen Titan Future State next week.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Something
I
thought of
can't
one-
say anything, but Hunter showed me something, and I went, "That's interesting."
I thought of one more crossover and then we can move on. But it's just gonna be cool for me. Just do Jessica Jones and Constantine.
Oh,
that'd be good.
man.
And they
That's
both
awesome.
just smoke on
Yeah.
a rooftop and
Yes,
complain.
I got very excited about that.
They share a
I
I
cigarette
really
and they
think I
complain.
really think they would absolutely hate each other until they didn't at all.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
think
feel
they,
like
I
they-
think they would actually. I think they would really like each other, but pretend to be hating each other because they
Oh,
don't want
or
the,
that.
Yeah,
or the-
yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense.
I think
Uh,
Jessica would be like, this guy's kind of cool, but
Yeah,
I think
that
I want him. I think he hates me, and then John would be like, I think she's kind of cool, but I think she hates me. You know, that kind of deal. Yeah,
Death Metal was a 4.
I think a
yeah.
Like,
4. The best part of death metal was this conversation. Thinking, about
Yeah,
a Marvel
literally.
DC
Yeah, it's
crossover.
something
Exactly.
that's likely not going to happen.
What do we rate Death Metal on the whole though? Because now it's done.
4 or
I give it
5,
like
maybe.
a 4 as well.
Yeah, I think
honestly.
4
Like,
as
it had its moments, but in the end, I wasn't ever really entertained except for issue 1. Issue 1, I was like, wow, this.
I
could be
liked issue
so
1. I
good.
remember reading issue 1 and being like, "This is it. This is gonna."
Ooh,
Yeah, I
Here's
was
a
like, this
crossover.
could be incredible, and then it was like, oh, okay.
Harper. How about one more crossover?
here we
Do
go.
the Guardians of the Galaxy meet the Justice League Dark?
Oh man, that'd be
fun.
so.
That'd be
cool.
fun.
Because I was thinking, oh, do the Defenders meet the Justice League Dark? Because they're both magic. But no, do the
No,
Space guys meet
you
the
gotta do
magic guys?
opposite. Yeah, do opposites. Yeah,
That's why I was saying
absolutely.
Deadpool's got to meet Superman.
Rocket Raccoon and Bobo together.
Yeah,
Like-
that's what I thought. I was thinking that was
Just
the
so
first
good.
thought I had was Rocky Raccoon. and
That'd
Detective
actually be
shit.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Peter Quill and oh wait, Peter Quill by John Constantine by
Oh.
What did they? Interesting.
Oh.
I had to do finger
could
motions
actually-
for Hunter to get it.
Yeah,
And then they,
yeah.
no, I got it. Okay. And then they miss each other.
That would be great. That would be
Yeah,
oh,
right.
I would be all
Afterwards,
for
they
that.
miss
People
each other.
people would be pissy, but
People would be pissy because they're
Oh, you
They-
ruined Chris Pratt.
yeah,
Ah.
exactly. 'cause
Yeah,
they're
you
absolute
ruined-
fags, yeah.
yeah,
My
you
God.
ruined, you
So
ruined
many
Chris Pratt. That
freaking
is how people
Fact
reacted for
accounts
some
posting
reason.
like, did you know that Star Wars is buying a big picture of Chris Pratt on the red carpet? It's like, stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Chris Pratt has nothing to do with this.
It was also the most minor like reveal too. Like it's cool for those it matters to, and if it doesn't matter to you, get over it. It doesn't-
Also,
You
read
really
comic
just-
books. Why would he
Yeah.
not be?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, right.
He's
He's literally
travels-
gallivanting
Even-
around.
even-
A
if
Guardian
we're
of the
talking about-
Galaxy.
Even
He
if we're
travels.
talking about the movie version, he talks about how he slept with like squid monsters and
Yeah,
things with
squid
tentacles.
yeah.
What's a guy,
Exactly.
a man? Who cares?
Yeah,
Anyway.
why would he care? He wouldn't have like any preference, I imagine. I just
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, he's bisexual.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, yes.
Future State begun this week, and it was
Mm.
Began.
good. Good, yeah. I'm
Mm,
sorry for.
okay. I don't know. You
Oh,
you tell us.
yes,
You read
sorry.
into the
Yeah.
future as well.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start with either the bad or the
About
good.
these books, what would you say is the future state of them next week?
What do you
Next week's
mean by
books,
that?
what are they
Yeah,
like? Are they good or bad? That's what I meant.
Next week actually.
Tyler, I knew
has-
what you meant.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm.
He
dull
literally
today.
looked at you. He said, "Future state."
Yeah, I'm just like,
Like,
yeah, I read them.
them.
So I guess I could tease next week real quick. I'm not going to show images, but I think the best one was Dark Detective by
That
got that-
excites
far.
me because I'm
It's got
excited.
that
for
Dan
book.
Mora art, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
He's gonna
remind-
be on Detective. Oh my
This is
God.
what Cyberpunk 2077 should have been,
Oh wow.
because it's
okay.
so I'm not going to
The,
spoil the plot, but it
the
is
picture-
a futuristic Gotham. So
the
this-
picture you
it's
sent
great.
reminded me of I don't know if it was
Blade
similar,
Runner.
but no, not even Blade Runner. It reminded me of Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, with Cal's on the poncho and whatnot.
Yeah. I could see the vibes from that. It's
Anyway,
so
yeah.
good. It has potential to be one of my top 10 favorite Batman stories ever.
You say that every other week about.
It's
every
also
Batman.
got
Not for
this is gonna
Batman.
be the creative team going on for Detective. So it's
Oh,
exciting.
is it? Okay.
Is it Mariko
same artist?
Tamaki or whatever? Dan Mora, yeah, he's yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Same creative team. They're taking over Detective Comics.
Guess I'm reading Detective Comics. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
In the back, there's a grifter story. So good. I actually thought it was hilarious. It's really, really funny.
Gives a
But
fuck.
it is so much fun. It's such a fun, small story.
I hate Grifter.
I don't like Grifter either. So when I got to it, I'm like, I don't know if I'll even read this now. Maybe I'll just read this before the podcast next week when we actually
Yeah,
review it.
I'll be honest. I didn't read any of the backups this week.
I didn't either.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Grifter was really, really good. I highly recommend it.
Well,
I'm sure I won't read it.
I'll see how good it is next week. Yeah.
Yeah. Green Lantern has 3 stories. It's one about John, one about Jessica Cruz, and one about Guy Gardner. Jessica Cruz's was really good. It actually kind of ties into a New 52 story that I feel like not many people read. I did. I guess I could just say it because it kind of ties into Sinestro New 52, which I read and really enjoyed. So I kind of like that. But Jessica Cruz's story was really, really good.
Is that Jeff Thorne or whatever?
Yes, it is. No, he wrote the John Stewart story. So
was it good?
No.
Oh wow!
I didn't.
Well,
like
it was
at
10
all.
pages of him just being like, "God, I hate
Hal Jordan's such an idiot."
Just the plot
It's all his fault.
The plot was really messy and boring, and it didn't feel like a Green Lantern story at all. It felt like just a generic filler arc in a way. Like I felt
you
like
do realize you're going to have to say all of this next week as well, right?
Sure, I'll just keep this. I'll keep it just straight to the point for now on. Guy Gardner's was boring to me. I didn't like it. Just kind of boring. Teen Titans was weird. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked weird.
I enjoy. Oops, my camera. I enjoyed some moments of it, but it was just kind of odd to me. So it's going to continue. I think there's going to be 3 Teen Titans Future State books. I might be wrong about that, but it was all right. We don't find out who Red X is, but we find out a little bit about Red X's history, which also was like, what? Anyways, Robin Eternal was good. If you like Detective Comics Rebirth, like the first 2 years with James Tynion or Tynion, it was good. It's very similar to that. I feel like it had the same feels with that. It also ties into another New 52 story that not a lot of people read that I loved. We Are Robin.
Did he write it, Tynion?
No, he didn't. It just kind of gave me those vibes.
Okay.
Who is it?
Fitzmartin.
Okay.
First name.
I don't know why I asked you to pronounce someone's name.
That sounds like that Agents of Shield character.
McCann Fitzmartin.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons.
But Eddie Barrows was on art, so.
Oh yeah,
Eddie Barrows.
nice.
Yeah, wonderful.
Justice League was awesome. Justice League. I want this to be the next Justice
awesome.
League. I want this to be the team going forward forever. This is
who drew it? Because Dan Mora did that cover, man. Oh,
it wasn't Dan Mora. It was. I'll find the full name for the artist. It was still good though.
Is it not on the front page?
No, it's on the next. It's Robson Rocha. Robson Rocha.
Oh, I know him. Okay,
yeah. Written by Joshua Williamson. It is
boy.
Cool. It is really, really, really good. This team is so unique. It's so interesting. I'll get more into it next week. But the chemistry between Yara and John, or Andy, so Aquawoman, and the new Speedster. Oh
I'm excited for that.
Batman's actually like mysterious in it.
I was gonna say, you can't say, but do they show who Batman is? Because we'll get into Batman later, but there's some questions surrounding it.
No.
Oh God, they really doing this?
Yeah, they're really.
We should get into Batman then. We should go straight into Batman.
Okay, let's jump into it. Because those are our next week's stories. So the next Batman. The next Batman confirmed to be Tim Fox. However, they're not telling us in the comics that's who it is. This was
leading us very heavily to believe it's Luke, and his dialogue bubbles and everything match up with Luke out of costume and then apparently in costume. And this is the thing we were talking about the other day, or Tyler and I were. There's either two things that they're doing. They're misdirecting us and making us think that it's Luke, but it's actually going to be Tim, which would be pointless because they already told us it's Tim. Or it is Luke and they lied to us about it being Tim. And
why?
What was that for? Why tell us in the first place? Just
like
don't reveal it.
We care that it's Tim.
Just like, okay, we'll get the book and we'll find out who it is. Why go,
or
it's Tim, and then it's not? Or
this was my thing was, what if they're both Batman and the other doesn't know, and they're both running around on the streets? I think that would be hilarious if
they bump into each other, do the Spider-Man point.
That's exactly what I said. That was exactly what I said. The Spider-Man point. Yeah.
Those who read the issue and care, you'll notice that like it starts with Batman, he's talking. And then 2 pages later, we get Luke Fox walking down the steps, and he's talking to his mom, right?
His mom, yeah.
And it's the same. Good morning, Mom, yeah. It's the same. It's the same text boxes. It's the same everything, and he's talking like he's saying his mum doesn't want him to end up like Bruce Wayne, which is like, is that implying Bruce Wayne the man, or as in end up like Batman? Like it's all of this stuff.
And also, the first thing he says is, "Oh, good morning," and his mom's like, "It was morning 4 hours ago. Were you up all night?" Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I was working. I had a late night." So it's like,
yeah, exactly. So it has to be. But I feel like this only exists to confuse people. Like, I don't understand the point of what they're trying to do here.
I was confused too. I'm like, wait. They called him Luke, but is that an error? Or is that actually Tim? But then no, Tim has the beard.
Yeah, so, Tim has like the goatee, which is on like the variant covers anyway. It's so bizarre. I'm sure in a week from now or 2 weeks from now, we'll be like, oh, okay, this is what they're going for. But this issue, it's really good too. That's the thing, is it's well written and the art is amazing. That Darrington art looks so good.
Darrington, it's the colors in this one that blew me away.
Yeah,
like he doesn't he doesn't experiment. This panel is something else. Yeah. Like all of them are just so good.
It's very Gibbonsy Watchmen.
It reminds
totally,
me of
those, with the secondary colors,
It kind of reminds me of that Jim Lee cover of like Batman and Robin with the light on them.
Very specific. No,
that is so specific.
Batman and Robin with the light on. I'm sure 2 people listening know what I'm talking about.
2 people.
I love 2 people.
But
did
you say Tim Lee?
I said look at Jim Lee.
Oh. Did you guys read the other stories? No.
This one?
I didn't read the backup.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Fine.
See it.
With the light.
All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, you meant.
Yeah.
Classic comic.
Not a good book.
Classic comic, yeah.
But the cover's good.
Have you actually read it? Because I know a lot of people that don't like it that haven't read it. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Most people that talk about it haven't actually read it because it's so ridiculous.
I read it when I was young too. Like I read it like it was one of my first.
Is that where he paints himself yellow?
Yeah.
Yep. It's the Frank Miller one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you dense? Are you?
Don't say
no,
it.
No, I know. I wasn't going to, but yeah.
I thought Tyler was gonna lean just straight into it.
No, but I'm saying that's what he says. That's the line in the book.
The Batman tells Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yikes.
You guys didn't read the other stories, right?
No, I don't care.
No, I didn't read the backups. I read the first 2 pages, maybe. Katana looks cool.
Outsiders was so cool. Look at Black Lightning. Like, look what he looks like.
Yeah, he's Dr. Manhattan.
Is he really?
Yeah, this is
what
Black Lightning looks like.
Glowing.
What the
he
fuck?
turned into actual
Electro.
lightning.
Yeah,
He's like Ultimate Electro. He's Jamie Foxx.
Mm-hmm. He is Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
That's actually a tease for
Do you
Spider-Man.
remember my name? It's my birthday.
Jefferson.
Shut up.
So so Black Lightning appears and Katana's like, it's true. You've been cursed, Jefferson. And Black Lightning says, you remember my name.
Shut up. Oh,
that's really funny.
Anyways, the other story wasn't that good.
I noticed that.
I didn't really like the other story.
Just flicked through it. I didn't read it.
The Arkham Knight story was basically Arkham Knight. So, like the comic Arkham Knight, she is recruiting villains to join her cause, and it just ends with her recruiting Killer Croc. That's it.
All right,
that's how it is.
That's cool. They'll probably collect these in separate trades, I bet.
Yeah, 100%. So all the Batman trades kind of tie together, I find. Like every even Robin Eternal, they're all kind of set in the same timeline. So
that's cool. They are set in the same time.
And what about like Catwoman and Nightwing? Do you know? You didn't get those, did you?
I didn't
No,
get those.
they're not
No,
out yet.
it wasn't even at my shop, so I guess I'll get those.
Yeah, I think they're the week after. I don't think they're
Okay.
next week. I think
You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for Superman, Wonder Woman. Speaking of Superman, can we talk about this terrible Superman issue?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah.
Thank you. I
It
can't
was-
tell if you're joking. I can't tell if you're joking, Tyler, but when,
it wasn't
when
good.
Hunter was talking about them in
I was
the
upset.
chat, I was like, that Superman issue looked really bad, and I'd only read half of it. And he went, I liked it. Oh, yeah. here
I
we
did
go.
like it. I'm shocked that. Okay, tell me why. Why didn't you like it?
It was
It was dumb.
it was a
Under
bunch
the
of
Dome
nonsense.
by
It
Stephen
was a
King?
bunch.
It was a
first
bunch of
7
nonsense.
pages are
It was a
nonsense.
bunch of like, oh my god, now we're doing this. It was too much text. It was boring,
Yeah,
but
it is
also
all text.
too much happened. And also, John as Superman should be
seems like a bit of a dick.
yeah, like, and even that's okay because he's still a kid. But
Oh,
like,
it is fine, but it's like
I don't
what
know.
is
It
he
wasn't
going for
interesting
here?
because it felt like we missed a book. It felt like there
Yeah,
was an
right.
issue of setup
Well,
that we didn't get,
Oh yeah. That makes
and it
sense.
was
But that Supergirl suit's so good though. Oh, I froze.
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah, you
suit
froze.
is cool. Yeah,
Oh,
I thought that
no.
was me for a second. I nearly panicked.
the
I was like,
Supergirl
here we-
suit is amazing. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But other than that, I just
but like, so
John's-
his whole
also
thing is
John's
that-
suit sucks.
yeah, it does.
He needs a
like,
cape.
They show in flashback that he had the cape, and I'm like, give
Why
him
does he
the
not-
cape.
yeah,
He
give
looks
him the
better
cape.
with the cape. But like, so his whole thing is what he's bottling up the city of Metropolis using the power from this machine created from a dead brainiac so that he can protect Metropolis while it lives in a little bottle. And he
Yeah.
doesn't see the problem with that.
I
It's
guess
like
not.
So that is so bizarre to me.
And where's Clark?
I was
Is
like,
Clark,
what is he doing?
Clark's on War World or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
he's on
Yeah,
Warworld.
that issue isn't out yet. So
Yeah. So I guess we'll
It's
see.
So bizarre.
But maybe he it was weird because it felt like it was very this is the intent. It's obviously on purpose for John to be not Clark.
Yeah.
It's obviously on purpose that he's making the wrong decisions and being a bit rash. But still,
But
I
it's
don't-
how it's written. It's that it's so
Yeah.
like we jumped in, and like you said, it feels like we missed something because we jumped in. And I was like, "What is going on?"
yeah, we jumped in
And
with
then-
him like that, and it's like
Yeah,
Like
and
being
as
attacked.
it kept going, it was all the stuff with that. What's his name? Not Brain. What's his name?
I don't
What's the
know.
machine's name?
the with
Brain
the teeth?
cells,
Brain cells.
Brain
yeah.
cells. Yeah. It's
but
like
brain.
brain. That all of that was so nonsense, and it's like, yeah, obviously the machine created from Brainiac would end up turning into another Brainiac and going, "Hey, I have all of like the impulses of Brain." Like, what did
You
you,
know what it's like?
expect?
You know what it's like? It's like in Transformers 4 when
Oh, here we go.
when they download Megatron's brain and then they make it Galvatron. They're like, why is it acting like Megatron?
Yeah,
Because he
why is it
used his
bad? 'Cause
brain.
he used Megatron.
That's
Like,
what it's like.
We can't believe, like, we tried to
Yeah.
create this transformer, but it's bad. What?
Yeah, who did we use?
Uh.
Megatron. Why is it evil?
Yeah.
It's
So
just
stupid.
it is very
Hunter,
much
what did
a
you
strange
think?
idea. I liked it because I mostly thought like this is the same artist who did Young Justice with Bendis,
Yeah,
and I
it
thought
is.
he improved a
Yeah.
lot on this.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought
I
so
thought
too.
just in general, his character seemed less skinny. Like just the action looked more fluid. There's a lot more detail. So
I think the
Okay.
art is good. I think the layout for the book was like so chaotic to like comprehend. Like it
Oh,
looked
yeah.
really messy to me layout wise.
yeah, I
It's
guess
it's an odd complaint, but
I
I think, you know,
kinda-
for people like us who read a lot, I think you notice when something is like weirdly like placed out and you're just like, Jesus, there's a lot, it's so busy. That's what it was
Yeah.
like. It was very
Definitely.
busy.
I just feel like it got a little. I appreciated the story more when I read the other books. So the Mr. Miracle one, which although
I
wasn't
didn't
that-
read it. Nope.
Didn't read that either.
Mr. Miracle and Guardian, although they weren't that good, Guardian starts
It's
with saying
not-
6 months in. Like they've been
It's
in the
not-
dome for
Yeah.
6 months.
It's not Scott, is it?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
No,
It's
no,
like the,
very
it's like
clearly
the
not, yeah.
Third one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just scrolled through the page. Yeah, obviously not. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it's just kind of, the Guardian one wasn't that good, but it's about him trying, like, people are panicking in the dome. They're trying to break the glass, and Guardians just like, we can't break the glass because it would have like, they don't know
Superman,
why they're
yeah.
shrunk. They're just like, they don't even know they're shrunk in general.
Why are we shrunk?
They can't see through the glass. They just know it's glass. So they're just like, if we break it, what if we're in this glass because there's toxic outside? They're running out of air. They're running out of water. They're running out of, sorry, not water, food. So they're just like,
How
Yeah.
does
How
John think this is a good idea?
Yeah,
at
and
any
he can
point?
hear them too. He's got a super
Yeah.
hearing.
yeah. So
He can hear them like, "Please, Superman, help! We gotta. Why are we in
Do you
here?
guys?
We're
Okay,
dying."
here's a deep cut reference. Flash 123, and it's retold in stories, but like, it's what music meister, abracadabra and whatever, they like vibrate Keystone City out of existence, and so Central City doesn't know it exists.
Yeah.
And that's when Barry and Jay first cross over, and they beat them, and then like they bring the two cities back together again, and like it says, you know, like everyone's reunited and it's all happy and stuff again. John Kent is the villain in this situation. He's the guy who's done that, where he's just taken
Yeah.
Metropolis out, and like people are just like, but my family lives down the
Yeah.
road down in what am I gonna do?
I know someone that was in the middle of the thing when you did it, and they split in half.
Split.
I mean, John legitimately thinks he's doing a good thing. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not a good thing, but
The right
a
thing.
little bit
The
off
right
topic. But
thing,
my
yeah.
fortune cookie says, "For a good cause, wrongdoings may be victorious." So maybe John.
What is
Wow.
this fortune cookie?
Well,
What's-
I've been eating Chinese food this whole time.
that is an evil
Oh, yeah,
fortune. That's just like Ozymandias read that and was like,
It's
okay,
an Ozymandias.
all right.
So maybe John
it says
got that
bad
fortune
deeds
cookie.
like dropping a squid in New York may lead to good things.
Or shrinking an entire city
Amazing.
without
Or that.
like getting food or anything and leaving there for 6 months.
Yeah, it's just so weird. What a dumb issue.
Yeah, I give it like a 7. I thought the plot was kind of dumb, but I did end up enjoying it. 7.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 5, I guess. I don't
think
care. It just didn't do
yeah.
anything. I was excited to see John as Superman, but I want to see. I'm assuming he's better in Justice League, right?
Oh, 100%. He is.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so
excited
good in
for.
that. Justice
I
League, I, will
just
say,
don't like
has
the
a weird
idea that
plot,
this
though.
book has like tainted him as Superman, like off like now they've got to work backwards for us to be like, oh yeah, he's Superman. You know what I mean?
I wonder if at the end of Future State we would have preferred 5G.
Whoa, yeah, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because John was going to
wonder.
be Superman in that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, even though we'll go probably into this next. Even though it's
Yeah.
not canonical, I probably would have preferred to see, you know, Owen Harkness, Captain Boomerang Jr.
Yeah.
as the Flash over spoilers. Literally, like, let's just murder every Flash character because Wally's evil again.
Okay, let's get into it. The Flash.
I haven't read it, so
State.
I'm gonna give Superman like a 4. We didn't rate Batman, did we?
Oh, I give
It was
Batman
like,
like a 7.
8.5.
yeah, I'll
It's
go.
got,
I
with
thought it was
it's
like-
got potential.
Yeah.
Flash, I'm gonna rate right off the bat 0.5.
It's pretty bad.
Like,
it's
this
not.
is
It's just
really
bad.
bad.
It's poorly written. It's like conceptually something that could be interesting, and I think it's butchered at every turn.
It was so
Where Hunter
bad.
looks lost.
Like, okay, and Harper and I were actually talking to Tyler about
Tapa.
this last night, and Tyler's
Yeah.
like, "Is it bad or is it just Flash fans complaining?"
Yeah, that was my question. Which
No,
Bad.
just
it's
bad.
actually
okay,
bad.
I can
okay.
look at this as I am a Flash fan. Harper is a Flash fan, but
Yes.
we could look at this just as comic book
Trying to look as
Objectively.
objectively
and
as
know
possible.
that
Yeah.
this is not a good comic
Yeah.
book.
Well, because that's the thing is, I saw a lot of people being like, "God, they always like treated Wally like like he's terrible, and they threw him through the ring." I'm like, stop bitching about I'm like, are people actually mad about this, or is it just that Wally's not treated like Jesus?
Well,
But
yeah,
I get
that
if it's actually bad. Like, I
yeah,
get
that
it.
was my thing. Is I went into this issue like, you know, reading it, knowing that it was an Elseworld, knowing that it wasn't canonical. So I was like, okay, I don't care if they're doing an evil Wally thing. It's not going to matter. It's not like this is not going to be the future of the DC universe. It's just not. Like, some things are going to carry over, but I promise that we're not going to be reading in 5 years that the Flash
Some
family
characters are
dead,
definitely going to continue.
yeah, Yara is definitely going to come. I mean, we already know she is, but like this specifically, it's not going to Wally's not going to be possessed. Bart's not going to die. Jay's not going to die, and Barry's not going to make the vow to then go and kill him. It's so even then I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to treat this issue like it's main universe because it's not. And then I read it and I still thought it sucked because it's just so poorly written and so poorly justified. And all of the characters seem just so bizarrely out of character. Like the idea that even though Wally killed Wallace, right? The idea that the Flash family, including Jay Garrick, have given up on Wally, to me is the stupidest thing in the world. And all it takes is like Barry to be like, no, he's still good in there. And then they all go, you're right, Barry. I'm like, what are you trying to say they doubt it? Or are you trying to say they've always been on his side? It's just so like, it doesn't know what it wants to be. I don't want to say like
Barry
I hate it.
Sorry to interrupt, but just to go off what you were just saying, it's not like Barry went over and Jay and Max are like at Wallace's grave and Bart's grave, like in pain. And Barry like does this huge speech. They're watching TV.
Yeah.
They're watching the freaking Oilers.
While Wally is running around the world just snapping. I mean, they don't have their speed, but we see that they are still out there like heroes.
You say they're watching the Oilers?
Yeah.
The Oilers?
They're watching the Oilers, eh?
They're waiting for their Timmies.
Yeah, literally. That. But then Barry's just like, hey guys, pause the Oil Kings game, eh? We're going to have to do a little bit of a chat here, eh? So Wally, he's a pretty good guy, eh? Remember when he wore yellow? That was pretty good, eh? And they're just like, right? But pause the game after the frozen rubber gets shot into the slap shot. Let's pause the game real quick and think about this. You know what, Barry Allen? You're right. And then
that's actually spot on dialogue.
that I was reading from here. I was just reading some clothes there. And then they decided like, hey, yeah, Wally's good, eh? And then Jay dies.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. Wallace is killed, right? So Wally attacks Titan's Academy and we find out that Wallace died in it. And then he took all of the powers of all the speedsters. Barry doesn't give up hope on Wally, okay? Then we cut to now and they try to communicate with Wally through like the Speed Force. And they find out that Wally is still in there and it wasn't Wally the whole time. He is actually innocent, but it's Famine possessing him. And then Famine kills Jay. And then Barry goes, oh, I know Wally can't be saved. You just found out that Wally is in there. What do you mean he can't be saved? Why were you saying he could be saved earlier when you didn't know that? But now you're saying he can't be when you know he's in there? It makes no sense. So bizarre.
I didn't even think of that. You're right.
Right? Because the end of the book is him going, I know that Wally can't be saved. I'm like, what does that mean? Are you just going to straight up
room.
walk? Yeah, right? He's about to John Wick him. He's about to headshot Wally. You killed my dog.
He calls Wallace his dog.
Jeez. Everyone's like, yo, Barry, that's racist as man.
I don't care. You killed my
The rest
dog.
of the book is Barry being cancelled on Twitter.
Well, just saying John Wick quotes.
Isn't that what Iron Man's been?
Yeah, that's the current Iron Man suit. Wow, that's
Cyberpunk 2077. Wally kills you.
What is with you and your cyberpunk quotes?
Keanu Reeves.
Every week now. I know, but he did it last week too, and there was no Keanu Reeves reference.
Yeah.
He said, we jumped to the year 2077.
Yeah.
What makes you a criminal or whatever? What makes you a terrible game?
I'm gonna do JD's bit here. Okay.
Okay. Do your JD impression. Okay.
Oh,
do you have a tank
it's
top
a spicy meatball. I didn't like a decision.
Harper, do you actually have a tank top that you can go grab?
It was fucking terrible.
It was fucking terrible. Hey guys, it's me, JD here. I went down to my bodega and then I read the flesh. And it was, right, it's so bright. Look how bright it is.
You look like Casper the Friendly Fucking Ghost.
It was like Tyler says that you slowly put your sleeve down.
I did, yeah. Well, it is, look how wide it is, man. Look at that.
Jesus. You live in Australia. How do you not have a tent?
Well, look at the light. Can you see like the
Oh
light?
yeah,
Yes.
you got like the farmer's stand. Jesus.
Anyway,
Hey,
I thought
sleeves
this
up,
issue was
sleeves up.
terrible.
Come on, sleeves up.
I thought this issue was terrible.
Oh, is that all you're gonna say for JD's part?
Yes, God, move on.
Okay.
So what was the other? Oh, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was next, right?
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was actually awesome.
Yay!
I liked it a lot. Oh, what do you guys rate Flash? Oh, I guess just Harper.
Oh, out of 10,
Because I gave it
Like a
0.5.
like a 1, because the art's nice.
Oh, you liked it better than me. Okay.
But, like,
Wonder Woman.
I got to give some credit to the artist.
Wonder Woman, in my opinion, this is my opinion. What's her
Okay.
name? Yara or is it Yana? I
Yeah,
keep saying it
It's
wrong.
Yara.
Yara. It's Yara. Flor.
Yara Floor is really cool, and she's a lot of
Yes.
fun. She's
Yes.
awesome. Even I love her a lot. She could be a really great new character. She's probably going to be the one to stick the most out of this new initiative.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't be paid to give a shit about mythology.
Oh yeah, we've talked
Oh,
about this.
I'm a
No,
little
and,
different.
and
I
that's
actually
a
like
that's a
mythology.
personal thing about me is that I can't I don't like fantasy stories. I don't like mythological stories. It's probably the reason
Going back.
it's probably
like
the reason
1,000
I
years.
can't get into Wonder Woman in
Mm.
general is because as much as I like Diana as a character, the myths and the legend, all that stuff stops me.
Tune in for a hero story D&D.
D&D.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's gonna be great. I'm gonna be like Tony when he hates magic.
Because
But-
it's
Yeah.
a fantasy
Yeah,
game.
but I do like Yara though. I just wish it was in a setting I cared about. But also, I know that's
Yeah.
just me.
I
know
love
that's
Well,
just
granted,
me.
she's in the DC universe, so things will be different.
No, I know, but it's all
However,
Brazilian folklore. It's all this more
Yeah.
like mythological stuff.
She said
I've
at
never
one
been into
point
that.
that
We've
like
talked about
Diana
this.
was like the protector of mankind, while she's going to be like the protector for gods. She said that somewhere in here. So
We've
it looks like
talked
she
about
is
this
going to be
before,
very
but-
much more mythology based.
Tyler and I were just talking about that we hate whenever a story is like 1,000 years ago in the blah blah blah, the ancient old gods of such and such
Yeah,
did this, and
hate
it's just
that.
like I don't give a shit. I really don't care.
But that
I
being said,
could-
I don't
okay.
think this issue was that.
This issue didn't do much of that at all.
But
In fact,
I
even when
just-
she's talking about like stuff, she's very brief.
The myth and whatnot, I just don't care about. But I do think Yara is amazing. She's great.
The fact
She's-
that she said, "Okay, let's pull a Yui," which is so Australian, is like the funniest thing to me. She's like, "Quick, let's pull a Yui." I'm like, "Why do you say? Aren't you
What is
half
Joel
Brazilian,
Jones?
half Amazonian?"
Wait, they say that in Australia too? Because we say that
Pull
in
a
Canada
Yui,
all the
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Dude, Canada Australia connection. Pull a
Whoa,
Yui, mate.
fusion.
That
that was a
I
Dragon
hate
Ball
that
reference.
I got that reference. Yes, I did. I know.
Yara is. I guarantee she'll stick around. Her character design's really good. She's a fun character. We
Character
didn't know her
design is- The
personality
design
until
is
going into
excellent.
this. So when she
Yeah,
was like
no.
when she was kind of making a few jokes here and there, it caught me
Yeah.
off guard, but I liked it.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. No, I was
She's
She's
very,
very
I
happy.
expected-
90s Wally West.
I'm very happy.
I
she's
very
not
much went
stupid
into this
Stark.
expecting
She's like a.
Wonder Woman.
She reminds me of like Jubilee or like Kitty
Oh,
Pryde,
yeah.
like a young kind of bright-eyed X-Men.
She reminds me of a Mark Waid character. That's what she reads like to me.
Yeah, and just like she's fighting, she's looking for action and it's fast, but then she fights the Hydra and she ends up needing backup. So she starts screaming, "Jerry, Jerry!" Shout to you, Jerry.
Shout out to Jerry.
Yeah.
Don't specify who
get
Jerry
it.
is. Just shout out to Jerry because that's funny.
Okay.
And if it's the Jerry that's listening, if you think
It's a
we're talking
joke.
about you,
It's
it's
a
not
reference.
you. Yeah, it's not you. It's not you.
Sorry,
That's
Jerry.
so funny.
It's a different Jerry that we're talking.
It's a different Jerry. Yeah, we're talking
Not
about
you,
Jerry
Jerry.
Seinfeld, dude. Come on.
So yeah, just in general, like Jerry is that's her Pegasus's name, and I expected like a something. Oh no, wait, no, it's not. Is it?
Jerry's a bit of a prick. The horse, I mean. The Pegasus.
Yeah, and
He's
I
a bit
like
of a
that
prick.
he
It
is,
just
like-
ignores. It just completely ignores it.
Oh,
And
I
she
don't know.
even tells that girl like he's
completely-
in a bit of a mood. And
I completely blanked, and I thought you were referencing Soul Hunter because everyone in that movie's name is Jerry, right?
Oh yeah.
And they're all
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
"Nice, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry." Oh, Jerry. I
Yeah,
thought that's what you were
you're right.
referencing.
No,
I
I
didn't
was
even- yeah.
referencing.
That's why I was like,
something
"It's a
else.
good reference, guys."
No, that's
Yeah.
what. Yeah,
No,
you said
not at
it's a
all.
reference. I'm like, it's not though.
Yeah, I thought you were referencing Soul. I really did.
Soul
I
was
forgot
really
that
good,
she
by the
named
way,
her
but yeah.
her Pegasus Jerry.
Jerry, which is so funny. It's like such a goofy kind of name to name like this
Yeah,
ancient like
yeah,
animal.
It's like
Just
yeah, it's like if you
Jerry.
had it, you're like Paul. Yeah, it's like
All
if
in
you.
all, this might be my favorite future state title, besides Dark Detective. But in general, this...
That
Besides
didn't
Dark
come out this
Detective.
week, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
it was
next
probably the.
week.
It
But
was
this
probably
week, this was my pick of the week.
it was probably the
Yeah.
best one, but I think I enjoyed Batman more because I just.
I think I enjoyed Batman more as well.
No,
It was this
yeah,
and
okay.
Batman to me, and then the others were just like a tier below.
I'm,
I mean,
I'm
the
so-
other two were bad.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see Joelle Jones drawing a character that I'm interested in again.
Yeah.
She's
'Cause
writing it
She
too.
did Batman for a
Yeah.
bit, and that was fantastic. She did that arc with Wonder Woman too.
Yeah,
Beautiful. And then she did Catwoman, and I just didn't care. So even though
Catwoman's
the arc
actually
was
good. I've read her Catwoman. It's actually
I've read the
pretty
first
good.
arc and I did enjoy it, but I also just don't really care about solo
Care about it,
Catwoman
yeah.
stories.
yeah. No,
So
totally.
I was like, I'm reading this just for the art.
She
even
did
though the
do my
writing's
favorite
good.
Catwoman design though.
Oh, you like the
No, not the armpit
exposed.
one.
Okay.
No. The purple and blue.
No,
Or not purple.
yeah.
Purple and green, like the classic
Oh,
one.
yeah. Mhm.
I have a
So
picture of it somewhere.
the fact that Yara Flor is so fun, and even if Yara Flor ends up getting a solo title, I'm in. I'll buy it. I hope Joelle Jones stays on. She created the character. She wrote and did the art for this. She did the character design, everything.
This
So
one.
this is all her. So
This is
If
good.
you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
watching
yeah.
on
That's a
YouTube.
really good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave this
issue.
one like a 9.5. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, 8.5. Same as Batman for me.
Did you guys read some Marvel this week?
I read Iron Man. I read Spider-Man. What else was there?
Eternals
it?
and Thor.
Oh,
I think I'm the
Eternals.
only
I
one reading
started
Thor.
Eternals, and then I was just like, no.
Okay. Tyler, you read Eternals, right?
No.
Actually?
no. I forgot. Well,
Oh no, you were supposed to explain this to me.
well, no, I know
Hunter, it
who the. I
literally
can
does
explain
not
to you.
matter.
I can explain to you who the Eternals are.
Okay, go for it.
Why don't we just talk about the books we
Jeez
did
Louise.
read first?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. We'll
Yeah,
jump into
alright.
Iron Man. How about? Because we all read Iron Man.
Right.
I didn't read Iron.
Oh my god, did you read Spider-Man?
Yeah. Well, you can talk about Iron Man. I'm already like 3 issues behind anyway.
Okay,
There's
well,
not a lot to spoil.
I mean,
Korvac, though, right?
Iron Man was great this week. I liked it.
It was
a lot.
good this week. Yeah, look, it's. I think
Korvac,
it's. Yes, he's
I love
shaved off
Korvac.
the goatee now. Also, we get to see the android underneath. It looks very nice. It's a very cool design.
Very Terminator-y.
I think I always liked Korvac. Like he's like
We
a
have-
classic Avengers villain. I always thought he was really fun.
Yeah. So I love that they keep referencing back to that too. Like every single issue is like someone making a passing reference and then the issue numbers, which Marvel, I think I notice that a lot these days just because of reading so much DC. But whenever Marvel does it, I'm like, man, they do this a lot because it feels like, this they actually wrote back in the, the 80s actually matters now.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is good. Tony, it's what starts with him like forming a team, and it's Misty Knight, Ben Reilly, Spider-Man, Gargoyle, and then Frogman.
And Frogman's description says 0 solo titles, action figures, trading cards, or real abilities. Current
As
gig,
Tyler pointed out, he
plus
just
boy.
got an action figure.
Yeah, no, he actually just got one like this past month.
Which
So
is
That's actually
hilarious
funny.
timing.
that's a tick that he has on that list now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those
This was written a
characters
while back,
exist
though.
in this issue. Spoiler alert, just to get blown up.
Oh, they blow up?
Well,
Yeah,
I feel
they're
like
not
they might
gonna
still
die.
Be alive. Yeah.
There's no way they're dead. Oh, Frogman could be.
I like Misty a lot. I like seeing Misty there. I'm not sure why she's there, but I think it's cool that she is.
I think
Same
she's
with
there.
Scarlet
I think
Spider's
she's-
cool too.
I think
Yeah,
she's
seeing Ben
literally
there is cool.
there.
Gargoyle, right?
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah,
I think
who's
he's
just
cool.
like a stay-at-home dad, pretty
I
much.
think he's. Does he have glasses on? Am I thinking of the wrong character?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right.
No, it says.
Was he
this
part of the
current-
Future Foundation,
Oh God, you tell
or is that
us.
like
Wasn't he-
Sauron?
No,
There's
I
a
don't think
there's
so.
hold
the
on, now
Lord
I'm
of the
Googling.
Rings character?
No, there's a character called Sauron in Marvel. He's Carl Lycos. Hunter, you read about him.
I know about this.
New
He's like a
Avengers.
dinosaur.
Yes, he's an X-Men. His mutant is that he can turn into his mutant power, so he can turn into like a pterodactyl.
Which is stupid.
Oh,
But it's brilliant though.
He strips his prey too, which is a little. Oh, do you think that's odd? I thought that
it
was
is very
weird.
odd. It's not the character I thought it was, so never mind. There is a character on the Future
He looks
Foundation
like a
who's big and purple and has wings and has
Big and
like
purple?
Yeah.
Purple. Okay.
Yeah, not purple. Oh no.
It's kind of funny because
Is it
Iron
gonna
Man
be?
says like I would have recruited more, but this is a very last minute thing and you were the only ones available.
Yeah.
And this says their current gigs, and they're not Avengers Defenders. Gargoyle is an owner of Isaac's
Not
Oysters
anything.
in the village. Misty Knight works for a detective agency. Frogman is a busboy. And Scarlet Spider is a night shift security guard for a museum.
Do you want to know the character that I was thinking of? And I said he's big, he's got wings, he's purple. His name
Go
is
for
his name is Dragon Man.
I wish he was in
Amazing.
He's
this.
big, he's purple, he's
With
got
all the
glasses,
subtlety
yeah.
of Frogman.
For
That's
some reason,
Dragon.
Oh,
Frogman is a better name than Dragon Man.
Frogman,
brilliant.
yeah, somehow.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
he is.
I mean,
Yeah, and this issue is just Tony.
they don't go to
nice.
space yet.
I think Misty literally exists in this issue just so she can like snap at Tony, and then Tony can snap back.
Is she the
'Cause
next Patsy?
No, none of the other team. Maybe that's how like Christopher Cantwell just writes women. He's like, I don't know how else to write them, so I just write them as people that boss Tony around.
Well, that
Probably
is
not-
very
probably not a
Misty
good
Knight.
sign of his writing. Oh well,
Misty
it is,
Knight's
but I
very
think that's why
bossy.
the line is. That's why her line is there, where she's like, well, you know, if you're gonna mess us around on this whole thing, like we'll be blaming you, and you know, just because you're doing this doesn't mean you're any less of a. And then he cuts her off, and he's like, look, I'll be honest, I don't care. I've had enough of people being like, it's so funny because he literally his hands are just up like this. He's like, I don't care. I really do not.
Is
care.
that
I
the
think that's
panel
so
that
funny.
you sent?
Yeah, that's
Or
the
he's-
panel I sent because I thought
Yeah.
it was so funny.
He's like, I don't care about anybody's opinions. I'm done.
Yeah, he's just like, I've had enough of that. Yeah, and then he uses. Well, he doesn't use Patsy, but he pretty much lets Patsy.
No,
be,
he definitely
like, the
uses
bait.
Patsy. But like he
does,
admits,
but
like,
he
tells her that-
uses her as bait, and then he feels terrible for it. But it was the only way he could get to Korvac. And then they talk in a laundromat, I guess. They have a little chat.
Yeah, that was a strange location.
I did think it was interesting, Tony being like, we fight so many villains, we fight all these big cosmic threats, and all of them have a different idea about like what the universe should be and how we should be. At some point, one of them has to come along and has to be right about something. I thought that was really interesting because it's like, yeah, if you've got that many of them, maybe because like Korvac's whole thing is like he doesn't want to kill anyone, even though it makes no sense because he immediately then does kill people. But he, Tony's basically saying, and Korvac's saying that he's like, oh no, I don't want to hurt anyone. I want to bring peace to the world and everything. And then Tony's,
I just want
very
peace.
Batman. Yeah, he's Batman standing on the rooftops looking like Batman. Iron Man standing on the rooftops looking like Batman with rain coming down, and he's just like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Korvac is right. It's like very like grim and gritty. Look at Iron Man doubting himself, and then he just goes, nah.
Yeah, as if he generally doesn't doubt himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fair point.
I
Yeah,
give it like
okay.
an 8.5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, 8.5 as well.
Iron Man's really good right now. I would recommend it for those
It's
who are not
I think
reading
it started well, and then it was like fine for a couple of issues, and now these last two, I'm like, oh, I see where they're going. Okay.
Do you think
this.
Cantwell? Do you think he's on for the long haul?
No,
Not at all.
No.
I think he's maybe like 2 arcs max. I think it's gonna be one thing. They'll collect it in one book, and it'll be like the Christopher.
Do you think
Cantwell
this
collection.
is what Iron Man's gonna be now? Because
No.
there's no. Because I meant like there have been how many off and on writers? Well, I mean, like because for example, Guardians of the Galaxy last year they gave Donny Cates 12 issues. This year they gave Al Ewing
Yeah.
12 issues. Seems like they're just gonna do that for Guardians for the next little bit. Every writer gets a year. Do you
and
think
no
they'll
one
do that
gets
with
to leave a mark? Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, what, we haven't had someone be on a book for longer than 5 volumes since Fraction in 2008 to 2000.
How many? How Bendis
For
wrote?
Iron Man specifically.
Bendis was
wrote-
on for 14 issues, and well, I mean 21 if you count International Iron Man, but still, that's pretty short.
I mean, no, but he did Riri and Victor and whatnot.
Oh
Are you
yeah,
just
no,
talking about
but
Iron
we're
Man in
talking-
general, or just
Like
Marvel?
Tony
talking-
or
I was talking about Tony. I thought you meant like
Okay, yeah.
Iron Man. Like,
yeah.
honestly,
Sure.
I'm honestly at the point where I'm like, if they can't figure out what to do with Tony right now, just make War Machine the main character. Just do
Yeah,
more with Rhodey,
dude,
because
if
he's
they don't
only
know
had
what to-
one main
If they don't
run.
know what to do with Iron Man, they certainly don't know what to do with Rhodey.
Fair point. Yeah, but there
What
could
is-
be
what is-
a right. There could
what's
be
Rhodey
someone
doing?
out there who's like, well, Rhodey is in this story practically being the damsel in distress.
Oh, that's actually fun. I like that. It's fun.
Yeah, because they're
Last
like,
time I
we're-
seen Rhodey anywhere in what's the word? Prominence, he was in Captain Marvel.
yeah, because they were together,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's recently though. That was like
And then yeah,
earlier.
I was gonna say, and then he got killed
Yeah.
because of her. Anyway, yeah, good issue.
no, after
Not
that.
much
That was after that.
Oh, was it after he got?
I'm
brought
saying
back in his
it's like the
own
newest
body?
run of Captain Marvel.
Oh,
2019
okay,
maybe.
nice.
Yes, it's very good.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
The Kelly Thompson stuff, it's very, very good actually.
I've heard good things. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man, I guess, real quick for issue 56. I like this arc, but now that I think about it, I don't know if I do.
Well, it's just it's
a
like,
little odd.
why is this like a last remains post mortem? It just is another part. Like, I know they want to treat it like, oh, that's the end, and now this is the new beginning. But it's like, I don't know.
It's more an epilogue.
It is an epilogue, but it's also like, it feels like there was supposed to be another issue in between like the last and this. And I know that's the point, but I was just reading this like, okay, I like this, but nothing ended up happening with Kindred. And I know, like you're saying, Tyler, perhaps it's just Spencer in it for like the long haul where he's like,
Yeah, I
30
think that's his
issues
thing.
later, 30 issues later, he's going to be doing, something. And that's the big reveal. But yeah, I don't know. It was cool to see, I guess, Kingpin and Norman and what Norman was actually all about. And it was good to get more context.
Norman
for why
like
he,
tricking Kingpin. I like that a lot.
yeah,
actually.
and even like I mean, we knew that Mary Jane was working with them, but the fact that she was in on the explosion, because we didn't know that last issue,
Mhm.
where she's like flashbang, all smoke and light, but
Carly-
nothing dangerous. And Peter,
Carly and Overdrive is an interesting one because they are both characters created after One More Day. So they both exist because of that story.
Oh,
So that's
so
it.
if like if one more day's continuity moved, they might.
yeah,
Yeah, they
they
might
might
not
exist.
exist.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
because
kind of
they
like
were-
Hawkeye and
yeah.
House of M, where like, oh, if we fix this continuity,
yeah,
Hawkeye
he'll
dies.
be dead. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, yeah. I mean, that might be it because Carly was created immediately after to be the new love interest for Peter, and then Overdrive was created just to be the new villain or a new villain.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh.
So
Oh no, this issue was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good issue. Was there
Yeah,
anything
you're
else
blushing.
this week?
Oh my
I don't
god.
think so.
Nice.
But,
Yeah, usually Spider-Man's either weekly or bi-weekly. I don't know when the next.
it's
oh,
been
wait,
weekly for a while.
Yeah, this was I couldn't
yeah.
believe. I thought this was supposed to be another LR, but then I was like, oh wait, that's over, so it can't be. It's
I like
just
that
issue
cover.
57 on sale next week.
I like that cover.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, Spencer, calm down, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spencer just like
You know what it might
won't-
be?
Maybe it won't be
Bendis-
that long of a wait.
It was something Bendis did. Maybe Nick Spencer might just write like issues and issues in advance. Like apparently that's what Bendis
Yeah.
did because Bendis, was writing like 5 books at once. He would write like the next 6 months of his plot, give it to the artist, and be like, "Just here's your thing. I got to work on my next book. Do his next
Damn.
book. Here's your thing. I got to do my next book." And that's how he would do his thing. That might be what Nick
That's
Spencer's doing.
crazy.
just with Spider-Man. Is he writing anything
Yeah.
else besides Spidey?
Nope.
Yeah, interesting.
He should be though. I love Nick Spencer. I don't know why he's just writing Spider-Man. He should be writing more. Unless Spider-Man is
I mean,
it's pretty
Spider-Man is
big.
Marvel's biggest book. So
yeah, but like I'm wondering if it's like they must be building to something huge if it's taking all of his like
I mean, they did
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, but
And I
I'm
feel
saying
like-
like even bigger than. Like
I feel like
I
something
wonder
with
if
one
they
more
must
day.
be they must be plotting something huge. Like
Oh,
there
yeah,
must be
100%.
an event, an actual event coming up.
Oh, well, they can't right now because King and Black's going on, but maybe like the summer event for this year, 2021
Is a
summer event.
Spider-Man event? Maybe.
I'd
Maybe.
like that.
And then we get like our another X-Men event. There's too many events at Marvel that are unconnected.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
But I'm happy that they don't. Anyway, yeah.
2 comics that I want to go over real quick. Everyone needs to. Oh my god, I froze again. Okay, well,
Amazing.
everyone needs to read Thor. It is really good.
Eh.
Okay.
Like, Tyler, you started it. Why'd you stop?
It's too hardcore for me. I'm not a fan of that type of comic book.
Yeah. Okay,
Because
fair enough.
what's his name? Donny Cates described it that he said if Jason Aaron's run sounds like Led Zeppelin, his run sounds like Norwegian death metal. And I personally don't care for Norwegian death metal, so I don't want to. Like, I appreciate what Donny Cates is doing. I think he's a very good writer, and I like his ideas. I just don't want to like a heavy metal Thor. That's not my type of story.
Do you know what's currently happening in the Thor comics?
He killed Galactus or something, right? And then
Okay,
they went to
yeah,
Fortnite.
it was a little, Norwegian
They
death
went-
metal.
And then they went to
Donald
Fortnite.
Blake. So they're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
something with Donald Blake, which is
Okay.
a little confusing. I actually talked to a couple followers. We made like a Thor group, and we all
Okay.
discussed this to kind of
Okay.
be like, what is going on? And it's basically Donald Blake. So that was Thor's original identity when Jack Kirby
Yeah.
first brought Thor into Marvel, where he was this doctor with a cane. When he puts the cane down, he becomes Thor. So
who's
now
Shazam?
they changed that continuity a little bit. So now they're saying that still happened. So because it's Marvel,
But they separated a while ago though.
but they separated. They're saying Donald.
Yeah, in
so
JMS's Thor, I think they split.
kind of, yeah. But now
Yeah.
they're saying they've always been split in a way. So Donald Blake as Thor, when he was just Donald Blake, it was a world that Odin created that was just like there's just one city that Donald Blake would be able to walk around in as Thor, and he meet people like Jane Foster, like other humans around.
Yeah,
And it was basically
oh my God.
training.
I know where it is.
It was training for Thor going to the modern world, being like, this is what the world's like now. Before we go back to Midgard, you gotta got ready for this.
Okay.
When he puts the cane down and becomes Thor, Donald Blake actually stays in that like little fake world.
So they're saying that Donald Blake was always Thor.
They're saying Donald Blake was a person created.
Yeah,
by
like
Odin.
he wasn't like initially it was like Shazam where Donald Blake was this random guy and he turned into Thor like Shazam.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel. But
literally that's what it used to be. But now they're
Yeah.
saying Donald Blake is an actual person that they kept in like this fake reality.
Okay.
So when he put the staff down to become Thor, Thor appeared in the real world, but Donald Blake stayed in that fake world.
Okay, that's weird.
And he would sometimes have Thor's thoughts, sometimes not. So they're saying that. And because Donald Blake has been in there for years and years and years, he went crazy. Absolutely
kidding
insane.
me?
So
Okay.
he had like a crazy beard and crazy hair. He still had the knowledge as for being like a doctor, and he knew what people were like. He knew about Jane Foster, all these people. But until Thor actually came back to Blake, he was just alone in this fake reality. And basically, for the past like 25 years or something, he found a way to get out. So Donald Blake came out of this fake reality, and he was able to put Thor back into the fake reality. So he was able to do the spell to do a switcheroo. So he put the staff down, and instead of him becoming Thor, he just moved to the real world while Thor moved into the fake reality.
So how is Jane Foster real?
Jane Foster is real because when everything that Donald Blake did in that fake reality, he was being mirrored on the real world.
Why not just send him to the real world?
I don't know. So then they get out this fake reality to make Donald Blake crazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically,
Donny Cates loves his just massive confusing retcons.
Yeah.
it's very strange. But now Donald Blake's in
Yeah.
the real world, and Thor's trapped in this fake reality. You can't get out. This is why he's not there in King in Black right now. When Iron Man's like, where the hell is Thor? He's not replying.
Okay.
Because Thor's in this fake
Donald
reality.
Blake is like,
yeah.
just walking
Right.
around. Yeah.
He's like,
Donald Blake is walking
I'll
around.
defeat Null with medicine.
Yeah.
So
Need
he's
a flu
absolutely
shot?
insane. So right off the bat, he goes, and he finds Jane Foster, and
Yeah.
Jane's just like, this
Does
is
Jane
weird.
know him? Well, does
Yeah.
Jane know about the
switcheroo thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Jane's like, this is weird. So you're not Thor. You're just Donald
Switcheroo.
Blake. And he's like, yeah, I'm a real boy. I'm an actual person.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Real boy.
all right, it's weird. I don't know how that works. And he's like, how about I explain it over dinner? So that's how this issue starts. It's Donald Blake and Jane having dinner. And they start talking, and she doesn't understand that he doesn't have like the memories of Thor at first. So she's just like, oh man, yeah, I haven't had action since I was Thor. And Donald's just like, wait, you were Thor? And she's like, yeah, do you not remember? Like, I was Thor for a little bit. And she just like takes a bite, and it's just a panel for chewing. She's like, yeah, I was like a couple of years of me being Thor. It was pretty cool. And Donald Blake goes insane and stabs her in the hand with his knife,
What?
screaming, no, that is not right. Woman can't be Thor, basically.
Wow.
He freaks out, and
He's a Marvel fan.
Yeah, basically. It basically cuts to him killing people in the restaurant, but then it cuts to him just imagining it. So he didn't actually do it.
Okay.
But he stands up and he thinks to himself, like, he tells Jane, you were always good
brilliant.
to me, Jane. You loved me once. Me, not him. Me. You don't belong in the morgue. And he takes a steak knife and he walks out of the restaurant. So Donald Blake is going to go crazy and murder a bunch of people, basically.
Okay.
Fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Meanwhile, Thor is just
When-
trapped in the world.
When
and
did Fortnite happen?
Fortnite technically happened,
Yeah.
but it actually never happened in Thor. It happened in
It
other
is
Marvel
canon
books.
though.
Yeah. So for some Marvel books, it showed like the
The
Bifrost
Bifrost transporting
appear.
them, yeah.
transporting them
I
to a
did-
world,
yeah.
and then it would just bring them back, and they just go like, "That was weird," and that's it.
Yeah, they just have machine
Dude,
guns and whatnot.
People
yeah.
got so up in arms about the Fortnite thing when it literally doesn't. Like, they got transported, they like fought for a day against a banana, and now they're back. Like, it literally, it does not matter at all. But people
that's
were
accurate.
like, oh my God, this is the death of Marvel. I'm like, are you kidding? This is like the best promotion they could do. And now everything is in Fortnite anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just thought that was so funny. People like, this is the death of Marvel. It's like, dude, Iron Man like shot a banana and then he was like back home after like a few hours. It's fine.
And they'll never mention it again.
Yeah, they'll never. It's fine.
Like somebody will be like, remember that time we were in that weird world? And I'm like, yeah, the party bus. Yeah, that was weird. And that'll be it.
Yeah, I mean, like, remember that bus we were in? That was crazy. Why is it
But
floating?
I
That's
doubt
like-
they're even gonna do that.
Yeah, no one's ever gonna do that in the future.
No.
Like the X-Men book when it showed like Storm go and like
Yeah.
Jean Grey and all them, when they appear, literally the first thing they say is, "Let's never speak of this again." And then
Isn't Gwenpool there? And Gwenpool's like, oh yeah, they're doing something.
They never
stupid.
even do it with Tony, and he doesn't have an armor that looks like current Iron Man. So they just didn't even try with him. They were like,
Harper-
But it is current. It is current Thor though, right?
It is
It's
current Thor, yeah.
Donny Cates' Herald of Galactus Thor, right?
I'm pretty sure that started right when Donny Cates runs began though, so maybe that's why they didn't do it, because
It was a little bit more recent than that.
Maybe.
His run began last January.
It would have been so funny if, like, the second issue of Cantwell's Iron Man, he's trying to do like this deep story.
And he gets
about Tony, and then he gets blasted to Fortnite. It's like, okay.
Nexus War, that's what it was called, right?
Yeah.
They fought Galactus.
Hunter, question: Does wait? They fought Galactus. I thought anyway.
In Fortnite.
Does anyone know that Thor killed Galactus? Like any main Marvel heroes, or is it just him and that's it?
I don't think any.
Wait. How did he kill Galactus?
Okay, so
Another
You
version
can't
of him.
kill Galactus in Marvel.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's coming back still.
No, like you
Basic-
literally, if you kill Galactus, the universe ends. Those are the rules of the Marvel universe.
I'm pretty sure they just put him in a coma. If anything.
Okay, because the rules of the Marvel universe are that Galactus is from the previous universe, and he's the one holdover from then, and so he's the one center of the Marvel universe. If he dies, the universe ends.
Well,
So you can't kill
he
him.
died, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are just like, yeah, he's in a coma.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's not like he got beheaded or anything.
Because the Ultimates go to deal with him, and they're like, "What do we do? We can't kill him." They're just like, "Let's turn him good," and so they make him the Lifebringer Galactus, which is really cool. Where instead
Basically,
of eating worlds,
all
he
Thor did
creates
was,
new ones.
Well, he was Galactus's herald, so Galactus was dying, and the only way for him to survive is him to eat these 4 really powerful planets, but they had life on them. So Thor was like, we need to get everyone out of these planets on Asgard, then you could eat it, and we'll find them.
Wasn't one of them DC?
No.
Or something? They did eat the DC Earth though, right? In issue 2.
Yeah, isn't that when they show all like the Flash running and the Superman, Green Lantern?
Oh,
like,
that
you
was
see-
before they even set on their journey, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I did read that. I don't remember it very well though. You know what I did like though? The art's good. Nick Klein is very good.
The art is really good. Yeah, he's still the artist for Thor. He was this week's issue. But yeah,
Oh,
basically they went to these 4 planets, and Galactus was like, "I'm hungry," and Thor's like,
Yeah.
"Hold on, I gotta like evacuate these
Hi,
people."
hungry, I'm Thor.
But basically, so the first one, Galactus waited, and then he ate the planet. Second one, Galactus was a little impatient. Like shut up.
The stupidest joke.
The second one, Galactus was a bit impatient, and he ended up eating a lot of people on the planet. And Thor was like, "Don't do that again, otherwise we're gonna have a problem, me and you." And then he did it again, and Thor's just like, "I'm serious." Why is that so funny?
It's not. It's just that he's laughing and I'm laughing, and then we're all laughing. I think Tyler's just laughing at the absurdity of.
I'm just
him being
imagining a
like,
panel of Thor like, and it's like, hi, hungry, I'm Thor, and then Galactus is just.
Oh my
Basically, Galactus, in doing so, he was giving Thor like some of his power, so Thor could like help evacuate these people and defend Galactus when he's feeding, and survive Galactus's like black hole of a stomach while being nearby. So with all this power, Thor's just like, wait, I have a lot of power here. And then Galactus is like gonna eat this planet before it's been evacuated. So Thor's like, hey, I'm king of Asgard. I sentence you to death. And he fully charged Mjolnir with Galactus's power and his own power.
Oh my god!
No reason to laugh this.
Nothing even happened there.
We're just still recovering.
I'm still laughing at it.
I could see that Tyler was still trying to stop himself from laughing, and then I started laughing, and then I stopped, and I looked, and then he started again.
Look at me, I'm crying.
I'm crying as well. Oh my god!
I'm hungry, I'm Thor.
So
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Anyway.
Thor says, I sentence you to death, uses Galactus's power, his own power, and throws Mjolnir at Galactus's chest, and Galactus basically dies. Yeah.
It sounds
Eternals.
great.
Eternal. If you're excited for Marvel's Eternals movie, but you don't know anything about Eternals, I recommend picking up Eternals issue 1, which came out this week. That didn't really explain much, but it's good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Was it good? I mean, I'll probably pick it up.
It's very confusing, and
I might pick
that's
up the
just
trade.
me. It is extremely confusing, but that's just due to me not knowing much about Eternals. I find like I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows. I think everyone has that massive gap. Well, it's not even that people. See, here's the thing about some of these upcoming Marvel things, like Shang-Chi. It's like not even that people aren't familiar with them. It's that Marvel has not done enough with them in general.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shang-Chi's been on like 2 Avengers teams and had a solo book 40 years ago. Like, you know what
Let's
I mean?
make a movie on them. Yeah, exactly.
But it's interesting. And then the Eternals is very much the same.
Mhm.
Nobody cares about the Eternals.
Yeah, basically. And the whole time, like, you know how Marvel has, well, just comics in general have ads during issues? All the ads for this one are previous Eternals runs being reprinted.
Okay, that's cool. Like Neil Gaiman and Jack Kirby and whatnot.
Jack Kirby, yeah, that was one of them here. Of course,
And Neil Gaiman, John Romita Jr., I think it's 6 issues. That's pretty good.
Oh, is it? Okay. I don't
Yeah,
like John Romita Jr., so.
No, it's some of his better art. I mean, I think he's very good at that era. That's like him around the time he drew Amazing Spider-Man and whatnot.
Okay. I mean, that's.
But it's
that's
very
fair.
good. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's very much trying to promote, like, hey,
I'll
you're probably
probably-
confused.
Yeah,
You should pick
I'll
up
probably read
this.
it though. I'll probably read it though because isn't Thanos coming back in it? They're bringing.
He
Thanos
was
back to
on the
life.
last page. So Thanos was on the last page.
I forgot
he
when
says
he
it's-
died, but
Basically, so
Civil-
one Eternal and another.
right. Infinity Wars killed him.
Oh.
Gamora killed him.
But he was. Oh, was that the last time you've seen? Really?
She cut his
I
head
thought
off.
it was. I thought it was Civil War 2 or something.
No,
I
she
thought it
killed
was
him.
Aaron's Thor.
No, she
I
killed
just
him.
read Civil War 2, so I should have known if that.
No,
actually
Civil War
happened.
2 happened, and then they locked him up or something, right? They put
Oh,
him in,
okay.
they put him in jail, and then Gamora kills him in Infinity Wars. She cuts his head off, and then
because
that's
she was
when
a mysterious
he
new
dies.
character, right? Yeah,
He
right.
dies, and then his spirit is in the body of his brother Eros, and that was what Donny Cates did in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
But Thanos, he's dead. His body's dead. He's dead.
So this issue is basically two two Eternals called Icarus and Sprite, and they're
Yeah.
just going around and
Icarus
kinda-
is the one Eternal anybody cares about.
yeah.
He's the one that Richard Madden is going to play.
Okay. They're just going around. So Icarus is showing Sprite Earth. Basically, they explain that Eternals go into like hibernation every 25 to 25,000 years.
Mhm.
And so Sprite's been in hibernation for
They've also
5,000 years.
They also died.
Yeah, they don't die. So they die
No,
and they are reborn.
But Jason Aaron killed them in Avengers.
Sprite killed them all.
In Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all being reborn, and they don't. Sprite's just like, oh man, what happened? They're just like, you killed us all. She's like, or maybe it's a he. I can't really tell. But they're just like, she or he is just like, wow, that sucks. I'm sorry I did that. I don't remember. They're just like, hey, it's all good. It happens. So then they're basically just walking around. Icarus is kind of showing Sprite Earth. It's just like, look, there's cars and there's like buildings and stuff. She's like, wow, that's cool. I think it's a she. And then afterwards, they go into this weird dimension where they see like possible futures happening. Oh no, they go to, it says right here, Titanos, fallen capital of the Eternals, superimposed between 3 seconds from now and 2 seconds ago. All right. Well, they go there.
Yay. Yeah, that's very helpful.
And that's where Thanos is. So he's
Yeah.
on the last page.
Cool.
So,
I love that art.
It is very good. I'm
Cyber
sorry I offended you earlier by saying it's the God of Thunder artist.
He's not the God of Thunder guy. He's Assad Ribic.
But he did God of Thunder, which is
He
like,
did do God of Thunder. He also did
top
Secret
tier.
Wars.
Yeah, he did. He did 2 very good art. So
And,
yeah, that's actually
other
the comic
books.
of the week. We did it.
That was a long one. There was a lot.
Yeah, you're starting to look like GD at the end there.
Hey,
You're
bada bing. I need to hit the gym. I really do.
Gym is every day.
Gym is every day, every second. He probably doesn't even have a job. He's probably just at the gym.
Oh yeah. I won't reveal his job here, but I will say it's very, very professional.
It is very professional.
For a hero story, oh yeah, I guess this is JD's outro. If you're listening on iTunes, we appreciate a 5-star review.
5-star
It
review.
helps with the ratings and the viewership as well. If you're on YouTube,
Or whatever you
please-
think we're worth.
Yeah, or that too. 5 stars, please. If you're on
Just give us
YouTube,
5
please
stars.
hit that like button, comment, and subscribe because we do plan on releasing a whole lot of YouTube stuff this month. So yeah, or I guess this year in general. Star Wars, a hero story, a Star Wars story is coming on Monday. Timmy's talk might be coming next week, maybe. We'll do another watch party soon, and then D&D likely. I'm thinking February for D&D, if that works.
Right.
But yeah, for heroes, you turned purple for a second, Harper.
Did I? Oh, quick. In the
For like a
episode.
second.
I did not
in-
notice.
For
in
a
the
hero
episode,
story,
quick.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Harper.
Thanks for listening.